My girlfriend's mom looked at the blueprint I gave them and nearly had a stroke. Apparently, reverse engineering a troop building from a troop token is supposed to take years, and I just casually handed one over like it was a coupon for free pizza. And Shueixia told her I'd been making billions of spirit stones lately, and her mom was like, "This guy's pay-to-win ability is insane." Yeah, lady, my credit card has no limit and neither does my genius. They built the Heavenly Sound branch right away, and when they saw it came with built-in A-rank skills and techniques, they both just stopped talking. The recruits were coming out with like 90-something stars of combat power. Mom declared this thing was worth way more than the Dwarf King Palace, and then said, and I quote, "If this keeps up, Jiangchen is going to drain me dry." Her daughter grabbed her hand and whispered, "If it's too hard, just use me to pay the debt." I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Anyway, big moment. I finally pulled a magic-type hero. Out of the summoning gate walks this absolute bombshell carrying a staff taller than herself. Wizard robes doing absolutely nothing to hide what God clearly spent extra time on. Her face? Somehow both innocent and dangerously attractive. Her name? Jaina Proudmoore. Yeah, that Jaina. Her stats were nuts, legendary grade, triple A rank magical affinities in ice, fire, and arcane, plus like 30 different spells in her skill list. And she had B-rank warship command, which was perfect because I literally just built a navy. The universe has impeccable comedic timing. She opened her eyes all confused, mumbling about material planes and ether planes, wondering if she'd accidentally teleported herself here by messing up a spell. Adorable. Then she looked at me and asked, "Are you my lord?" I checked her vibe. Yep, early timeline Jaina. Sweet, naive, very trusting. Thank God it wasn't late game. Jaina, the holy mother of bad decisions. I can work with this. I walked up with my best smile and handed her a legendary spell book, Meteor Hell, courtesy of that abyss lord I wrecked earlier. She literally screamed. Legendary magic? Her affection meter started going up like a rocket. Too easy. I felt a little guilty. A little. Then she got sad and asked if she'd ever see her father again. Internally I was like, "Girl, do your dad a favor and don't." But out loud I said, "Sure, just get stronger." She nodded with fierce determination. Precious. Right then ding. System notification. The Empress's affection hit 100 because I spread the Heavenly Sound sect by building that branch. 100 points means she'll never betray me. She can follow me back to my home world. And, well, you know. The other thing. Everyone knows what 100 affection unlocks. I started grinning like an idiot. "My lord, what are you thinking about?" Jaina waved her tiny hand in front of my face. "Your smile is kind of terrifying." I immediately fixed my face. Nothing. Thinking about nothing. I dumped 12 million energy into her, boosted her straight to level 30, and while she was still buffering from the power-up, I grabbed her hand and dragged her to the teleporter. "Come on, I've got a job for you, my lord." "You're really strong," she squeaked. I stationed her in the outer seas with a ghost mothership fleet and a squad of angels. Her mission? Farm. Farm everything. Kill monsters, collect votes, rinse and repeat. She saluted nervously, then steeled herself. "I won't let you down." Natural-born leader, that one. I watched ship number 11 carry her downstream and sighed contentedly. The Empress handles Crystal Valley. Jaina handles the ocean. I can finally take a vacation. Ring, ring, ring. Ingmon's face popped up on video call. I sparkling. Jiangchun. Irin and Wushang both built their embassies. Want to form an alliance. That's so much for my day off. So Man and the girls hit Town Hall level 6, which was only about 10 days behind me. Not bad, honestly. She asked me to form an alliance, and I said sure. She asked who should start it, and I said, "You're paying, you do it." She rolled her eyes. "All you think about is money." That she's not wrong. Boom. The Dragon Alliance. Announcement hit the county channel. 5 towns united. The Japanese players lost their minds immediately. How are these dragon country lords leveling so fast? One of them, Shirota, started begging. "Jiangchun, let's talk this out. Our nations are friendly neighbors. We don't need to keep gambling fortune points." Meanwhile, his own people were roasting him. Takeda was like, "Relax, they've got 2 weak towns dragging them down." And some guy named Yamamoto called Shirota a coward. Shirota snapped back. "Idiot, can't you see we only have 4 towns? And Yamamoto, why haven't you committed seppuku yet? See, Here's the beautiful part. I selected 5 enemy towns for the bet, including Muda town, which I had already massacred into a ghost town. So it was basically 5 versus 4. That's cheating. 5 against 4. Dragon country people are devious and evil. Then someone called me a butcher. I simply typed, "Did someone just call me a butcher?" Instant silence. You could hear the digital crickets. Ingy Man sent me 100 million spirit stones for the bet costs. Totally deserved. I'm carrying these people. One guy, Zhu Yeqing, tried to send me 20 million too, but I sent it back and told him to pay the lady boss instead. I like money, sure, but I've got principles. Sometimes. Occasionally. When it's convenient. The Japanese picked troop combat power as the competition category. I literally laughed out loud. They had an idea. Chui Xiao just built the Heavenly Sound branch and was about to mass-produce elite troops like a factory on overtime. They basically handed us the win on a silver platter. Japan has been so good to me lately. When I need money, they give money. When I need energy, they deliver energy. And now they picked the one category we dominate. That night, things got interesting. The Empress and I were drinking on the balcony of the VIP room at the Drunken Immortal restaurant. She was on her 30th toast, cheeks all rosy, thanking me for spreading the Heavenly Sound sect. My physical stats are nearly 4 digits. Getting me drunk isn't happening. I told her straight-faced, "If you're planning to do something weird to me, I'm fully cooperative. No need to get me drunk first." She actually got shy. The Empress got SHY. I laughed, pulled her into my arms, and well, Fanning Tian immediately covered little Zizai Tian's eyes. "You're too young." No looking, but Fanning herself didn't blink once. I'm not about public performances though, so I scooped up the Empress and teleported us home. Let's just say, much later. The Empress was lying there looking absolutely defeated, saying the exact same thing Jaina said earlier. "My lord, you're so strong." She thought she'd dominate with her cultivation level. She was wrong. Very wrong. "Is strength all I have?" I asked, mock offended. That lit a fire in her. She flipped over. "Best of 3. No wait. Best of 5. God bless the 8-9 mystic art." Seriously. Next morning I woke up refreshed. The Empress? Still unconscious. Completely wiped out. I tucked her in like a gentleman. Checked my battle reports. Jaina had already killed a level 56 epic Hydra overnight. Nearly 1,000 votes from one monster. My total was up to 165,000 votes. Girl was a machine. I headed downstairs, and that's when things got awkward. Yin came out of her room looking like she'd seen things. Dark circles, nervous laugh. "Oh, just tired from exploring maps," she mumbled, then literally flew out the window before I could ask anything. Then Lihani stumbled out yawning, saw me, panicked, blurted, "Gotta Geo kill monsters by," and sprinted downstairs. I stared at their retreating figures. Did they hear us through the walls last night? My stomach growled. You know what? Whatever. A man needs breakfast after that kind of workout. Dragon Fong rice porridge, legendary fruit platter, seafood feast. I started eating and casually scrolling through the chat channels. Then one message made me stop chewing. Soing Een Man and the girls hit Town Hall level 6, which was only about 10 days behind me. Not bad, honestly. She asked me to form an alliance, and I said sure. She asked who should start it, and I said, "You're paying, you do it." She rolled her eyes. "All you think about is money." That she's not wrong. Boom. The Dragon Alliance announcement hit the county channel. 5 towns united. The Japanese players lost their minds immediately. How are these dragon country lords leveling so fast? One of them, Shiroda, started begging. "Jiangchun, let's talk this out. Our nations are friendly neighbors. We don't need to keep gambling fortune points." Meanwhile, his own people were roasting him. Takeda was like, "Relax, they've got 2 weak towns dragging them down." And some guy named Yamamoto called Shiroda a coward. Shiroda snapped back. "Idiot, can't you see we only have 4 towns? And Yamamoto, why haven't you committed seppuku yet?" See, here's the beautiful part. I selected 5 enemy towns for the bet, including Muda town, which I had already massacred into a ghost town. So it was basically 5 versus 4. That's cheating. 5 against 4. Dragon country people are devious and evil. Then someone called me a butcher. I simply typed, "Did someone just call me a butcher?" Instant silence. You could hear the digital crickets. Ingy Man sent me 100 million spirit stones for the bet costs. Totally deserved. I'm carrying these people. One guy, Zhu Yeqing, tried to send me 20 million too, but I sent it back and told him to pay the lady boss instead. I like money, sure, but I've got principles. Sometimes. Occasionally. When it's convenient. The Japanese picked troop combat power as the competition category. I literally laughed out loud. They had an idea Chui Xiao just built the Heavenly Sound branch and was about to mass-produce elite troops like a factory on overtime. They basically handed us the win on a silver platter. Japan has been so good to me lately. When I need money, they give money. When I need energy, they deliver energy. And now they picked the one category we dominate. That night, things got interesting. The Empress and I were drinking on the balcony of the VIP room at the Drunken Immortal restaurant. She was on her 30th toast, cheeks all rosy, thanking me for spreading the Heavenly Sound sect. My physical stats are nearly 4 digits. Getting me drunk isn't happening. I told her straight-faced, if you're planning to do something weird to me, I'm fully cooperative. No need to get me drunk first. She actually got shy. The Empress got SHY. I laughed, pulled her into my arms, and well, Fanning Tian immediately covered little Zizai Tian's eyes. You're too young. No looking, but Fanning herself? Didn't blink once. I'm not about public performances though, so I scooped up the Empress and teleported us home. Let's just say, much later. Much later. The Empress was lying there looking absolutely defeated, saying the exact same thing Jaina said earlier. My lord. You're so strong. She thought she'd dominate with her cultivation level. She was wrong. Very wrong. Is strength all I have? I asked, mock offended. That lit a fire in her. She flipped over. Best of 3. No wait. Best of 5. God bless the 8-9 mystic art. Seriously. Next morning I woke up refreshed. The Empress? Still unconscious. Completely wiped out. I tucked her in like a gentleman. Checked my battle reports. Jaina had already killed a level 56 epic Hydra overnight. Nearly 1,000 votes from one monster. My total was up to 165,000 votes. Girl was a machine. I headed downstairs, and that's when things got awkward. Yin came out of her room looking like she'd seen things. Dark circles, nervous laugh. Oh, just tired from exploring maps, she mumbled, then literally flew out the window before I could ask anything. Then Lihani stumbled out yawning, saw me, panicked, blurted, "Gotta Geo kill monsters by," and sprinted downstairs. I stared at their retreating figures. Did they hear us through the walls last night? My stomach growled. You know what? Whatever. A man needs breakfast after that kind of workout. Dragon Fong rice porridge, legendary fruit platter, seafood feast. I started eating and casually scrolling through the chat channels. Then one message made me stop chewing. So I'm eating breakfast, scrolling through chat, and some genius Japanese girl just broadcast the biggest secret of the county election to the entire server. Hey guys, I found out what the county chief competition is about, votes. I killed some sea monsters, and they dropped ballot tickets. Teehee. Her own people went absolutely nuclear. Shirota. You idiot. You just leaked military secrets. Takeda. She should be court-martialed. Yamamoto. If I were you, I'd commit seppuku immediately. The girl panicked. Sorry. I'll delete the message. Delete the message. As if that helps after the entire county read it. This is why you don't give important information to casual players. It's like handing a toddler a megaphone. Now everyone knows votes come from sea monsters. Every lord and their grandmother is going to want warships. I was sitting there calmly finishing my rice porridge thinking, well, there goes my monopoly. But honestly, the drop rate for regular players is garbage compared to my 11 ghost motherships farming 24/7. Let them splash around in their little rowboats. My only regret? I can't sell my ships. Activating a warship is irreversible, like opening a bag of chips. You can't unopen it. Otherwise, I'd be running the galaxy's most profitable used boat dealership. 2 days later, the fortune bet results came in. We won. Obviously. It was 5 versus 4, and 3 of our 5 lords could solo entire armies. The Japanese side never stood a chance. My town fortune hit 21 points. The dragon vein around my territory got even thicker and happier, swimming circles around me like a golden puppy. Meanwhile, I'd been mass-producing Heavenly Sound disciples during the bet, 2,000 of them. My sect fortune climbed back over 10,000 points, which meant I could create another branch blueprint. I messaged Little Fox. Yeah, come here, She bounced through the portal like a bunny on espresso. When she saw the blueprint, her fox ears turned completely pink, and her big fluffy tail started wagging so fast, I thought she'd achieve liftoff. It took her a solid minute to calm down. Smart girl figured out immediately why I'd sent her to collect sound stones days ago. She offered 51% of her territory's shares for the blueprint. I shrugged. Sure, whatever. She was about to leave, but then walked back with a suspicious look. Before I could react, she pressed her forehead against my chest and started measuring herself against me. I thought she was throwing herself at me. My brain screamed, illegal, but nope, she was just checking heights. Big brother Jiang-chun, did you go through another growth spurt? I froze. I mean, I am only 18, and the 8-9 mystic art does enhance physical development, but the word, growth spurt, just felt weird. After she left, the second heavenly sound branch was built. The Empress immediately messaged me. Darling, I'll serve you well tonight. Yeah, we've been very active lately. Both high-level cultivators. Recovery time is basically nothing. Plus we have healing potions for emergencies. The Empress has been glowing these past few days. Radiant skin, sparkling eyes, walking on sunshine. Meanwhile, Angel Yin and Li Hani look like zombies. Li Hani has developed actual dark circles. They're definitely still listening through the walls. Those poor, traumatized girls. I told the Empress to hand Crystal Valley duties over to Fanning Tian. Tomorrow, you're coming with me to the open sea. Jaina ran into some trouble out there and needs backup. Plus, the outer ocean is strategically important. I should personally check it out. That night, after another vigorous session, I gathered a ball of golden sect fortune energy in my hand. The Empress saw what I was doing and protested. Darling, save the sect fortune for building more branches. Too late. I pressed it gently onto her forehead. What's mine is yours, babe. So remember how I upgraded the Empress's cultivation technique to mastery level right before bed? Yeah, that was a tactical error of historic proportions. She pinned me down, licked her lips, and said, Darling, let me show you what mastery level ethereal arts feels like. Next morning, I literally crawled out of bed. I miscalculated, I groaned. I'd been so focused on powering her up for our ocean trip that I forgot she'd immediately use that power on me. I inhaled like 5 people's worth of breakfast and chugged a bottle of life essence just to function again. Before heading out to sea, I stopped by Crystal Valley to pick up some crystal embryos. The Crystal Mother, this ancient being made of living crystal, saw me and was actually surprised at how strong I'd gotten. Even emotionless crystal people can't hide their shock around me anymore. She tried to buy my legendary Crystal Maiden, offering 12 regular embryos for 1 legendary. I said no. She wanted 24. I said, 36 or nothing. Long silence. Deal. Business is business, lady. I teleported to the Goblin Harbor where my first ghost mothership was waiting. The ship's spirit, Xiao Mei, projected herself on deck. My lord, it's my honor to be your ride. 2 squads of angels lined up in formation. My crew for this trip, the Empress, Yin, Zizai Tian, Dragon 9, and 24 Heavenly Sound elites. Not exactly a skeleton crew. As we sailed down Tearflow River, monsters started swarming almost immediately. Merfolk warriors, freshwater nagas, river demons climbing up the hull like it was a theme park ride. The lead disciple Li Yin shouted, Sisters, defend the ship, and the Heavenly Sound girls handled it without breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, I sat on deck upgrading all 12 crystal embryos to legendary grade. Cost, 3 million spirit stones. My bank account dropped below 100 million. Without Inmon's recent donation, I'd literally be broke. The richest man in the server, one shopping spree away from bankruptcy. Classic me. I leaned back in a rocking chair, feeling the morning breeze, watching the river and mountains pass by, and started doing mental math on my finances. The restaurant makes millions daily, selling junk equipment brings in hundreds of thousands, and, oh yeah, Li Hani accidentally invented a new product line. See, the poor girl got dark circles from listening through walls every night. Being a vain teenage girl, she wanted to use life water as eye cream, but thought pure life water was wasteful. So she diluted it. Turns out, even diluted 1,000 times, it still works as well as rare quality potions. This girl accidentally created the world's most profitable skincare product while trying to fix the consequences of eavesdropping on my bedroom activities. Poetic. Dragon 9, my dragon mount, was curled up on the sunny deck looking absolutely thrilled. In her little dragon brain, the fact that I brought her instead of my goddess warriors meant she was important. She was basically thinking, a top executive's driver is basically middle management. Adorable lizard logic. I must have dozed off because suddenly, boom, the ship shook and I woke up. Someone had put a blanket over me. The sun was already setting. I was immediately annoyed at myself. Sunny deck, ocean breeze, and I forgot to ask anyone to wear a bikini. Wasted opportunity. Tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. The Empress told me we'd already reached the open sea and a level 59 elite 6-armed Naga had attacked. Yin was already chasing it down. Fast travel when your crew kills everything in the path. I contacted Jaina, and she literally teleported onto our deck through a magic circle. Curtsied like a proper noblewoman. My lord, good afternoon. Empress sister, Yin's sister, I'm Jaina. Lovely to meet you. The Empress was fascinated by the magic. Yin was analyzing the teleportation mechanics like a nerd. The precision rivals wormhole systems, and the range seems even greater. Jaina had been doing incredible work. She divided the 11 motherships into combat zones, served as tactical commander, and could teleport angel squads to any ship under attack within seconds. That epic 9-headed Hydra? She'd concentrated 2 full angel squads and burst it down instantly. Girl was born for this. After the introductions, I got down to business. Jaina, tell everyone about your problem. Jaina laid out the situation. There's a small island with 2 juicy prizes, a 9-headed Hydra nest, epic troop building, and a sea lighthouse that boosts ship speed by 20%. Problem? The island's guarded by a legendary Hydra with 3,400 combat stars, plus a whole army of smaller Hydras. Yin immediately volunteered. I'll be the vanguard. Poor girl had been listening to bedroom noises every night with no outlet for her pent-up energy. Yeah, I noticed. I checked my energy reserves. Over 10 million again. So I leveled both Yin and the Empress to 35. The Empress had higher stats, Yin had better skills, and both could now survive hits from the boss. When you've got tanks, everything gets easier. We rolled up to the island and I saw the Hydra nest. Basically a giant pulsating meatball, 100 meters wide, stuck to the island's edge. Disgusting. There was an epic Hydra sunbathing on the beach. Fire. 11 ghost motherships unleashed their main cannons simultaneously. 11 pillars of light vaporized the ocean's surface and turned that sunbathing Hydra into Swiss cheese. Dead on arrival. 980 votes dropped. I rubbed my hands together involuntarily. This is a man's romance. Giant warship cannons obliterating monsters. Forget flowers and candlelight. Then the big boss showed up. 9 massive heads rose from the ocean, each one on a neck dozens of meters long. The body underneath was probably 100 meters across. Its name? Kodra. Apparently, DRA is a noble surname among Hydras. Famous relatives include Hydra, Hadra, real blue-blooded snake aristocracy. All 9 heads spoke at once. Tiny humans. You heard our beautiful wife. I glanced at the beautiful wife, the one we just turned into a colander. Different species, different beauty standards, I guess. Then, exactly as expected, the 9 heads started arguing with each other. I'll slice them to pieces. No, no, no. Humans taste better roasted. That dragon is mine. Nobody touch it. They finally agreed on one thing. Kill us. Hundreds of snake heads erupted from the sea. 2 epics, a dozen elites, and over 100 rares. Good thing I don't have trypophobia. The Empress and Yin charged straight at Kodra. Yin slammed into its light head with her wormhole barrier, stopping the massive body cold. Then all 9 heads fired different elemental magic. Ice, fire, lightning, poison, turning everything within hundreds of meters into an elemental death zone. The Empress landed a huge sword strike on the light head's neck. 1 meter deep, 10 meters long. Impressive. Except on a body this big, it was basically a paper cut. Lighthead screamed, "Why is it always me?" Then healed itself instantly. Firehead turned and yelled, "It's just a scratch. Why waste mana healing that? Just tough it out." Lighthead fired back, "Next time you get hurt, don't come crying to me." The Empress shouted up at me. I asked this their psychic attack? Honestly? Maybe. Because their constant bickering was more disorienting than any spell. Meanwhile, Jaina was absolutely dominating the other battlefield. She cast Extreme Frost Domain. A full kilometer of ocean flash froze, trapping 20-plus hydras in slow motion. They became sitting ducks for the motherships and angels. Each main cannon shot deleted a rare hydra, though at tens of thousands of spirit stones per shot. War is expensive, people. Little Zazai Tian, riding Dragon 9 with me up in the sky, sighed. I wish I could fly like the Angel Sisters. Aerial combat is so convenient. That actually gave me an idea. Flying skills for the Heavenly Sound Disciples. Before, they didn't need it. All land battles. But now with ocean warfare becoming our thing, plus the sect fortune system to level up skills cheaply. Yeah, I'm adding that to the shopping list. Down below, the battle was wrapping up. The ocean was red for miles. Hydra corpses everywhere. The blood attracted random sea monsters like sharks to chum. Jaina had encased Kodra in ice, while my motherships pounded it with maximum power shots. Each blast ripped chunks off, but that stupid light head kept healing everything. Until finally, I'm out of mana, Poison Head. We can't win. These two little girls have infinite energy. Let's run, Thunderhead. The DRA clan never retreats. I shall shatter darkness with thunder, Darkhead. Thunder. You know I hate that catchphrase. You want to fight? And they started arguing again. Mid-battle, while getting bombarded by 11 warships. I swear, this boss fight's biggest mechanic is just waiting for the heads to stop having a family meeting. Half the heads wanted to dive and run, half wanted to keep fighting. The result? This enormous body just froze in place, paralyzed by its own internal democracy. Yen, prepare the Heaven Blade Strike, I called out. I hate cowards. Cut off the heads that want to run first. Slice. The poison head went flying into the ocean like a scaly bowling ball. Thunderhead watched it splash and said coldly, "That's what happens to deserters." A few minutes later, Golden Battle Report. Yin finished off Kodra. Rewards: 12.1 million energy, 1.5 million spirit stones, 6,800 votes, and a legendary 9-headed Hydra figurehead. A legendary ship decoration. I checked its stats and my eyes lit up. This thing reduces enemy stats by 30%, has a "get away from me" panic skill, boosts ship speed by 50%, makes the hull 30% tougher, and auto-repairs damage. I slapped it onto my flagship immediately. Ship Spirit Xiao Mei appeared, overjoyed. "Thank you, my lord. Welcome aboard, Xiao Mei. You're my official ride now." Along with Dragon 9, I'm collecting vehicles like trading cards. We landed on the island, and I claimed both buildings. The Hydra nest can produce 1 legendary Hydra per month. Sounds cool, right? I passed. That boss Kodra looked scary but was honestly all level, no skill. Any one of my angels could solo 2 of them at equal level. Quantity over quality isn't my style. The lighthouse, though? Chef's kiss. Speed boost, double vision range. Enemy ships can't hide. All within 200 kilometers. More vision and speed means more monster kills means more votes. This was worth the trip. The island also had over 100 resource nodes, including an epic one. I'm starting to think I've absorbed in Shueisha's insane luck. That evening I posted in the Dragon Alliance chat, buying 2 flying skill books, any type works. Xiao Wushang instantly sent me 1 for free, Wind Wings. He refused payment, saying I'd saved hundreds of his people. I sent him some gourmet food as thanks. He sighed and accepted. Then Ing Man popped up. I've got a cloud soaring technique, simplified from one of the 36 heavenly methods. Interested? It was B rank. Way too generous. I tried to refuse, but then I saw the symbol next to it. This thing could be upgraded into cloud riding, a top-tier A-rank skill that supposedly approaches mythical level at max mastery. Isn't this one you prepared for yourself? I asked. I've got another at home, she said casually. Besides, I'd rather not have you drown at sea. Fair. I sent her 100 dragon fong rice grains as thanks. She started typing, no need, then saw what it was. Holy. See. I knew she carried the ancestral dragon bloodline. Dragon fong rice contains dragon essence. She immediately started begging me to sell more. I told her I'd call when I'm broke. She said, then I pray for your bankruptcy. Meanwhile, Yi Iren discovered her town was only 600 kilometers from the coast. She offered free portal access for all Dragon Alliance members to reach the sea. Everyone rallied together. It was genuinely wholesome. Now the fun part. I upgraded both skill books. Wind Wings became Wind God Wings for 12 million spirit stones. Cloud Soaring became the full Cloud Riding technique for 14 million. My wallet is screaming, but my power is ascending. I gave Wind God Wings to the Empress, which meant all Heavenly Sound disciples automatically learned it too. If her affection meter went past 100, it would have broken the system. My reward? The Empress finally wore the Summer Breeze outfit I'd been pushing, worth every spirit stone. Up on deck, little Zazai Tian was arguing with Dragon 9 about who's closer to me. Zazai bragged, "I'm his attendant, bodyguard, and masseuse." Dragon 9 dropped one line. "He rides me every day." Zazai had no comeback. Absolutely destroyed. Then Zazai suddenly felt the new skill activate. Tiny cyan wings sprouted behind her. She flapped experimentally and shot across the sky like a bottle rocket. "Whoa, I can fly? Thank you, Lord." Dragon 9 launched herself off the deck to race her. Ship Spirit Xiao Mei materialized screaming, "Dragon 9, how many times do I have to tell you? Stop stomping so hard when you take off. Do you have any idea what you weigh?" Next morning, I learned cloud riding myself. Ancient mystical knowledge burned into my soul. I activated it, and a soft cloud formed under my feet. Yeah, I can fly on clouds now. No big deal. I touched the cloud under my feet, soft and squishy like bread dough. I stepped on, yelled, "Let's go," and zoomed across the sky so fast the mothership turned into a tiny dot behind me. Yen and the Empress were screaming, so fast, trying to catch up. The best part? Zero wind resistance. The cloud creates its own little pocket of space. I wrapped myself in it like a cocoon and tested the defense, strong enough to block a level 20 angel's full power sword strike. Fast and protective. The only downside is it guzzles spiritual energy like a sports car guzzles gas. Good thing I've got life water. When Dragon 9 saw me flying on my own, she got visibly depressed. Poor girl thought she was getting fired. I landed on her back and patted her. "Relax, flying myself is nice, but riding you is way more comfortable. Job security restored." She perked right up. A few days later, I was living my absolute best life. Lying on a sun chair in nothing but shorts, getting a massage from Zazai Tian, muscles looking like a marble sculpture if I do say so myself. Some of the braver Heavenly Sound girls had changed into summer outfits. The view was educational. If any other new lord saw this, they'd rage quit. They're out there grinding monsters 12 hours a day, terrified of falling behind, while I'm basically retired on a luxury cruise. My only complaint? This mothership has everything except a swimming pool. Then, ding ding ding. System alert. The county chief election had officially launched. Rules: starting at noon, every territory gets a portal to the open sea. Kill level 40 sea monsters for votes. Votes can't be traded. The candidate with the most votes among the top 100 town chiefs becomes county chief. Deadline: tomorrow at noon. Only one day. And I've had ships farming votes for weeks already. I was grinning like a maniac. The chat exploded with complaints. Too fast. I'm only level 5 town hall. Level 40 monsters? My troops are only level 25. I'm out. I bought a basic warship last time and my entire fleet got wiped the second I hit open water. Xiao Wushang immediately declared, "I've got 160 votes, all going to Jiangchun. Repaying him for saving my people." Some Japanese guy started hawking, 108 votes here. 1,000 spirit stones each. First come, first served. Most lords were just planning to sell their votes. Even most candidates gave up on winning and decided to cash in instead. Then the real bombshell dropped. The system announced the third town ranking tournament, and it was combined with the election. Rankings based on vote count, with massive rewards. First place gets 80 to all stats and 8 town fortune. Even top 20 gets rewards. The entire county lost its collective mind. Shirota, who was literally about to sell his votes 5 seconds ago, buying votes. Top price. Someone called him out. "Weren't you just selling?" Shirota: "I can't win county chief, but top 10 is doable." Smart man. He'd tasted town fortune before. He knows how addictive that stuff is. Suddenly, every Japanese town chief who'd been planning to sell started buying instead. Their votes scattered across a dozen different candidates instead of uniting behind one person. In the Dragon Alliance chat, Yi Irin worried. We only have like 100 towns total versus their thousands. We'll get crushed in the rankings. But Xiao Wushang saw the silver lining. Actually, this is great for us. The Japanese lords will all compete against each other. Their votes split 15 ways instead of going to one person. Erin had her light bulb moment. Oh, if they're divided, our chances of taking the county chief spot skyrocket. Then one of our guys quietly asked, so, shouldn't we decide which one of us to vote for? Gee, I wonder who that could possibly be. The alliance chat got awkward real fast. 3 big shots, 1 county chief seat. Yin Man is literal royalty with the Qin dynasty bloodline. Zhu Yeqing is Ming dynasty royalty. And me? Certified commoner who just happens to have murdered his way to the top with a legendary dragon. Zhu Yeqing spoke first. Dragon country needs unity. I'm withdrawing from the race. Everyone praised his nobility. Even I was impressed. The man gave up the county chief seat and the top 20 stat bonuses. I genuinely couldn't be that selfless. So naturally, I faked it. Everyone sell your votes to Yin Man, I announced magnanimously. With my tiny budget, I can't compete. Tiny budget. Me. The guy sitting on over 1 million votes that nobody knows about. The guy with 11 motherships, a lighthouse, and an army of flying heavenly sound disciples farming the ocean 24/7. I was practically printing votes at this point. But see, the election is basically a money-burning contest for buying other people's votes. Why would I waste cash competing with Yin Man when I can just already have more votes than everyone combined? Let her spend the money. I'll keep my wallet fat. My noble sacrifice earned massive applause. The Dragon Alliance rallied behind Yin Man. Everyone was so inspired. Yin Man felt guilty and tried to send me 100 million spirit stones as compensation. I sent it right back. A gentleman earns his money honestly. The real reason? Tomorrow, when the vote counts go public, she's going to see my number and probably evolve her bloodline again from pure rage. If I'd taken her money on top of that, she'd literally invade my territory. Instead, I posted in the county chat. What a historic occasion. I've opened a betting pool at the exchange. Place your bets on who becomes county chief. That's right. I'm not running for office. I'm running the casino. Meanwhile, on her epic warship, Yin Man was suspicious. He gave up the position and refused the money? Did he change as a person? Her advisor Meng Tian saw through it. Anyone who talks patriotism without talking profit is running a con. He knows the election burns cash, so he'd rather look noble and save money. Smart guy though, decisive and principled. Yin Man couldn't quite figure out what was wrong, but moved on to strategy. Meng Tian calculated roughly 10,000 lords could actually farm the sea, with Dragon Country controlling about 1/10. With their elite Qin troops and alliance support, they had good odds, as long as Japan stayed divided. Over on Zhu Yeqing's ship, the man was going absolutely berserk. He activated some forbidden technique called 7-star life strike. Muscles bulging, veins popping like earthworms, power multiplied several times over. He blitzed a level 49 epic 6-arm Naga with dozens of golden fist strikes until it exploded into red mist. Then he landed back on his ship looking like a corpse, chugged the 1 bottle of life water I'd given him, and came back to life. For 12 votes. Worth it, he gasped. Let's keep farming. Everything goes to Sister Ing. His royal guards saluted with tears in their eyes. Wholesome and terrifying. Now here's where it gets beautiful. The Japanese lords saw Dragon Country uniting and panicked. They started openly scheming in the county chat. Not even a private channel, just right there where I could read everything. Takeda, they're united. If we compete with each other, they'll steal the seat. Shirota, but who's giving up their ranking rewards? Yamamoto. Let Hojo Mai coordinate all our votes. I genuinely had to check whether I was secretly mind-controlling Yamamoto. This guy keeps making suggestions that benefit me. So Hojo Mai, my spy, my triple agent, the woman whose actual loyalty belongs to me, stepped up and said with a straight face, since everyone trusts me, I'll manage all of Japan's votes. Also, please screenshot your spirit stone balances so I can see your financial resources. Don't worry, your secrets are safe with me. She's asking every Japanese town chief to show her their bank accounts. I leaned back in my sun chair and took a sip of immortal wine. This is too easy. I'm playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, and my opponent just handed me their pieces and asked me to arrange them. Hojo Mai called in with her report like a proper spy movie. Master, I've distributed Japan's votes exactly as you instructed. Also, here's every Japanese town chief's bank account balance. She handed me a spreadsheet. 34 Japanese lords, the richest one sitting on 28 million spirit stones. Pocket change compared to the real players. But these were basically Japan's last wealthy lords. I now knew exactly how much money each of my enemies had. Sun Tzu would be proud. Or terrified. Mai hesitated. Master, want me to secretly rig some votes for Dragon Abyss Town? I could get you top 10 easily. No need, I said casually. Not because I was worried about exposing her. She's getting exposed tomorrow anyway. That's part of the plan. I said no because my vote count already has 7 digits. Top 10? I'm not aiming for top 10. I'm aiming for the moon. After hanging up, I asked Li Yin to bring me pen and paper. Then I wrote, First place, Dragon Abyss Town, 1 million votes. Second place, Old Qin Town, 500,000 votes. Third place, Yiming Town. I filled out all 20 spots. Then I walked to the ship railing, flicked the paper in my hand, and said to nobody in particular, This is tomorrow's ranking. No wonder so many people love power. Controlling everything feels amazing. I let go. The paper that decided the political future of an entire county, drifted away on the ocean breeze. Dramatic? Absolutely. Did I rehearse that moment? No comment. Meanwhile, back on Blue Star, and Shueisha's mom was meeting with some military big shot named General Xia. The old man was worried about the county election because whoever becomes county chief can extend portal access across the entire county map. Basically God mode for territorial control. He told her something alarming. Another county called Deshan had already elected its chief, and Japan won because of sheer population advantage. The Dragon Country lords barely escaped before they got locked down. Then the real bombshell. Our county is part of Diaoyou Prefecture. It's a giant island sitting between Dragon Country and Japan's territories. 32 counties total, with lords from America, South Korea, India, and Japan mixed in. So we're on a mega island. Ocean everywhere. Sea warfare is going to be everything going forward. And guess who has 11 ghost motherships, a lighthouse, flying troops, and a Hydra figurehead? This guy? And Shueisha called an emergency video meeting for our Dragon Abyss Town leadership. She shared the intelligence and told everyone to stockpile ships and naval units before prices skyrocket. Then Little Fox said something that made me sweat. We should have made Brother Jiang Chen the candidate. Too bad he was so selfless and gave it to Sister Ing. Wei Ming and Huang Xian piled on, defending my honor. These loyal idiots have no idea I'm about to reveal 1 million votes tomorrow. Then Shueisha dropped the real bomb on me. By the way, the Jiangnan Military District just named Jiang Chun a patriotic education honor model. They're considering putting him in textbooks. Textbooks? Stop, I panicked. I'm not that noble. Don't you dare put that label on me. Use Zhu Yeqing instead. This is a disaster. They're building me up as some selfless patriotic hero right before I reveal I've been secretly hoarding 1 million votes while pretending to be humble. Tomorrow at noon, when the rankings drop, the entire country is going to find out their patriotic model student was playing 4D chess the whole time. Am I about to get canceled? Internet mobbed? Memed into oblivion? Not worth it though. My own people were destroying me with kindness. Wei Ming, boss sacrifices so much for us and never asks for anything. Truly inspiring. Mu Qing Shuang. He doesn't take credit, doesn't brag, doesn't want rewards. That's the 3NO's spirit. I'm reporting this to the military district as his official propaganda slogan. They're making me a slogan. I tried to protest, but Little Fox chimed in. He's still out there farming votes for Sister Ing even now. I think I finally understand Brother Jiang Chen's heart. I hung up. Just slammed that disconnect button. They have no idea I'm sitting on over 1 million votes. Tomorrow they're going to find out their selfless patriotic hero was the final boss all along. That night, I checked the live scoreboard from my deck chair. North Hojo Town, 303,366 votes. Old Qin Town, 230,420. Everything going exactly according to MY script. The Japanese think their plan is working perfectly. Hojo Mai distributed their votes beautifully because I told her TO. Then I checked my betting pool. 38 million on Hojo, 9.8 million on Old Qin. Still growing. Delicious. Man video called me, pulling her hair. The Japanese are too organized. That Hojo Mai unified all their votes. Yeah, because I told her to. But sure, let's pretend I'm worried too. Relax, I said. I'll cover the gap with my votes. Her eyes lit up. You haven't voted yet either? I can guarantee you'll beat Hojo Town. I panned the camera to show half my ghost mothership. She gasped. It's huge. Then jokingly, that's not a legendary warship, is it? I steered the conversation. You should bet big. Like really big. 1 billion wouldn't be too much. She's my unwitting partner in market manipulation. Her money drives up Japan's betting odds, which means bigger payout for me when I flip the results. I plan to return every coin she bet. This was about inflating the pot. Why aren't you betting? She asked suspiciously. I'm broke, I said honestly. Down to tens of millions after all my upgrades. She got curious about where my money went, checked in Shueisha's territory, and nearly fell over. You actually reverse engineered a troop building? If I gave you 10 billion, could you create an epic troop? Why don't you give me 10 billion, and we'll find out? She rolled her eyes and hung up happy. I was happy too. Next day, 11:45 a.m. 15 minutes until everything explodes. Hojo Town, 410,000 votes. Old Sheen, 340,000. A 70,000 vote gap. Man had been nervously messaging me all morning. I kept telling her to chill. She'd secretly pushed 500 million spirit stones onto Old Sheen's betting line, driving Japan's odds above 5:1. The Japanese saw those odds and went absolutely feral with greed. Even knowing Old Sheen might have reserves, they couldn't resist. 796 million poured onto Hojo Town. Meanwhile, on Dragon Abyss Town's betting line, someone put down 1,000 spirit stones. I checked the Alliance chat. Yeah? Was that you? Little Fox? No way. I'm not getting called brainless again. Wei Ming, embarrassed. That was me, boss. Everyone roasted him. Mu Qingxuang, wrong time for a meme bet. And Shueisha, you don't have Yaya's luck, don't copy her. Little Fox, offended. Everyone calls me brainless whether I bet or not. So fine. I'm putting 1,000 in too. These absolute clowns. 5 minutes left. I waited until the final seconds and quietly placed 10 million spirit stones on. Dragon Abyss Town. Final betting board. Hojo Town. 796 million Old Sheen Town. 517 million Dragon Abyss Town. 10 million 2,000. My 10 million 2 idiots 1,000 each. The second the bet's locked, I didn't waste a single breath. I grabbed my strongest fighters and stepped into a teleportation gate. Destination, Hojo Town. See, everyone thinks this is about money and town fortune. But I want the money. I want the fortune. And I want the stat bonuses from first place in the rankings. Spirit stones, fortune, attributes. I want all of it. And right now, 1 million votes are sitting in my pocket, and nobody on this entire server has any idea what's about to hit them. Phase 1. The Trap. Hojo Mai had invited 29 of Japan's top lords to her territory for a victory celebration. These idiots actually showed up, all of them bringing their best heroes and troops, thinking they were attending a party. Leadership invites you to celebrate. You don't say no, right? Mai stood there giving a speech. Today marks a new chapter for our county. Shiroda raised his glass. To the great Japanese empire. Takeda? Thanks to Miss Hojo for maximizing our interests. Everyone cheered. They'd been hanging out all morning, guards down, drinks flowing. Then the betting pool locked. Takeda noticed it first. Wait, why did someone bet 10 million on Dragon Abyss Town? Shiroda jumped up. Miss Hojo, what are you doing? Because Mai had just activated a silent scroll, countywide communication blackout. Nobody could warn anyone. She looked at them with ice-cold contempt. What am I doing? You Japanese dogs can offer everything to my great master. The word, dogs, coming from a Hojo, basically Japanese royalty equivalent to Dragon Country's imperial families, broke their brains completely. Before they could process that, the teleportation array lit up. I walked through with the Empress, Yin, Lihani, Goddess Warriors, 9 Heaven Saints, and Dragon 9 in human form. Jiangchun, Sakurai nearly fainted. The Hojo family, colluding with Dragon Country. Mai, eyes blazing with zealot energy. For my master. For Dragon Country. I surveyed the room calmly. It's noon, gentlemen. Allow me to see you off. Shiroda tried one last rally. He only has 12 dragons. If we escape the silenced zone, we can expose the Hojos and counterattack. They ran. They lasted less than 60 seconds. My forces didn't even need the Hojo sisters' help. One by one, I dragged them back and hit them with mind control. Each one politely handed over every spirit stone they owned before dying. Total haul from 29 lords, 120 million spirit stones, plus all the intel from their accounts. Beautiful. The Hojo sisters were basically burned as spies now. Japan would figure it out eventually. But they were all elite quality lords with strong troops, so I kept them around as combat assets. Waste not, want not. Now for the main event. I opened the chat. People had noticed the 10 million bet on Dragon Abyss Town. And Shueixia, Jiangchun. That's not you again, is it? Wei Ming. It's definitely boss. Ha ha ha. Little fox. I should have kept being brainless. I just missed out on a fortune. 5 full minutes of silence from Yin Man. Then, finally, Jiang Chunyu. You absolute snake. Probably just finished her bloodline evolution from the shock. Zhu Yeqing. Is this déjà vu? I confirmed it. I had to keep it secret for maximum effect. And Sister Ing, your betting money will be returned in full. Yin Man exploded. I don't care about the money. You lied to me. Whoa, 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 I said. Think carefully. Did I actually lie? I said I'd make sure Old Qin Town beats Hojo Town. I never said Old Qin would be first. She froze. Replayed yesterday's conversation in her head. Realized I'd been technically, infuriatingly, perfectly honest. I tossed 100,000 votes onto Old Qin Town. It instantly passed Hojo. Then I threw 500,000 onto Yinming Town, Zhu Yeqing's place. It shot to second. Zhu Yeqing was standing on his ship looking like someone had unplugged his brain. I didn't do anything, and I'm second place. Then 100,000 votes landed on Eternal Night Town and Misty Rain Town, pushing both into the top 10. How many votes does he have? Zhu Yeqing screamed. Then the scoreboard updated one final time. 1. Dragon Abyss Town, 666,666. I chose 6 6s over 6 8s. Just felt right. Zhu Yeqing grabbed the ship, railing to keep from falling over. Over 1 million votes total. This is insane. Even our ancestors couldn't have done this at his age. Then he had a sudden inspiration. A man with this much destiny must become family. My third uncle's daughter is gorgeous and talented. I must introduce her to Jiang Chun. Brother, you gave me a gift money can't buy, so I can only repay you. With my cousin, everyone wants to pay me in women. I'm not complaining, but my schedule is getting tight. I looked at the 700,000 votes still sitting in my inventory. Didn't need them. The top 4 spots were all mine to control. I put down my phone and asked the alliance. All done. Everyone satisfied? 10 seconds. That's all it took to break the brains of nearly 1 million lords. Every chat channel went dead silent, like I'd hit the mute button on an entire county. For a solid 30 seconds, nobody could form words. Yi Iren managed. Over 1 million votes, and then just stopped. The girl was so shocked she forgot to even thank me for putting her town in the top 10. Yin Man finally accepted reality. You definitely had more than one warship out there. Yeah, 11 ghost motherships, actually. But who's counting? Meanwhile, Japan was having a collective mental breakdown. 1 minute they were on top of the world. Next minute they were in the gutter. What just happened? Hojo Town dropped to 4th in seconds. Dear Sun Goddess, this can't be real. My spirit stones. I bet 2,000. Then someone in Shiroda's town tried to contact him. No answer. They opened the Lord roster and his portrait was grayed out. Shiroda is dead. Our town chief is dead too. He was fined 10 minutes ago, one by one. Across multiple towns, Japanese lords discovered their leaders had been silently murdered. Panic went from bad to apocalyptic. It was Jiang Chun. That sneaky bastard. But how? Does he know curse magic? Back in our alliance chat, Huang Xin was laughing. Boss is amazing. But why kill them right now? Little Fox figured it out instantly. Attributes. He did it for the stat bonuses. Every leader who remembered the previous ranking tournaments clutched their chests simultaneously. When a ranked lord dies, their stat rewards transfer to first place. Which is me. Inman's eyes went red with envy. Nearly 200 points in all stats. Zhu Yeqing whispered. If I had those stats, I could rip apart dragons with my bare hands. Then, noon struck. The entire sky turned gold. outshining the actual sun. Golden text blazed across the heavens. County Chief election results. Dragon Abyss Town Chief Jiang Chun is elected County Chief of Qingyang County. This is the people's choice. Please support your beloved County Chief in defending the county. The people's choice. The roasting was immediate. Is the heavenly Tao blind? Which people chose him exactly? He chose himself with 1 million votes. That's not democracy. That's a dictatorship with extra steps. Fair points, honestly. Top 4, all mine. Then came the bonus announcements. 5th place Lord Sakurai Shuichi is dead. Stat bonus transferred to 1st place Lord Jiang Chun. 8th place Lord Shirota is dead. Stat bonus transferred to message after message. Dead Lord after dead Lord. All their stats funneling into me. Zhu Yeqing stared at the sky, like a demon king descended from heaven. County Chief's seat, fortune, spirit stones, attributes. He didn't leave a single crumb on the table. Ing man, fully surrendered. Is this man part Taoya? He devours everything. Yi Iren giggled. The magical part is, when he eats the whole feast, the people sitting nearby still get full from the soup. Dragon Abyss Town went insane. Space expanded, dragon veins evolved, resources mutated, monsters upgraded. My people were literally chanting, "Long live Jiang Chun," in the streets. One lord's rise, everyone ascends. I'm so glad I stayed in Dragon Abyss Town. Wonder what expression the lords who left are making right now. Want citizenship? That'll be 10,000 spirit stones. Only 10,000? Our residency is worth way more than that. Golden light poured into me from every direction. Muscles swelling, mind sharpening, spiritual energy churning. My power was climbing like a rocket. Then I felt something shift inside me. Something big. I grabbed a bottle of life essence and chugged it. Epic to legendary. A complete rebirth. My whole body burned with power. But I wasn't done. I pulled out another bottle of life essence and drank it. 8-9 Mystic Art. It's time to break through. While the entire world was losing its mind over what just happened, I quietly sat down and started cultivating. County Chief? Check. Fortune? Check. Hundreds of bonus stats from dead Japanese lords? Check. A-rank aptitude breakthrough? Check. Upcoming cultivation breakthrough? In progress. And somewhere out there, Zhu Yeqing was frantically texting his uncle about introducing his cousin to me. The line of people trying to pay me in women is getting ridiculous. Meanwhile, across the world, people were losing it over what I'd just pulled. At the Jiangnan military HQ, a bunch of generals were pacing around waiting for election results. Some impatient guy was about to storm the intelligence office when the report came in. Dragon Country won the county chief seat. But he never finished that sentence because everyone started cheering. Only old General Xia noticed the but. He made the officer continue. As the full story unfolded, me secretly hoarding 1 million votes, assassinating Japanese lords for stat bonuses, rigging the entire top 4. Every general in the room just stared at each other in stunned silence. What kind of monster is this kid? Xiao muttered. Then he turned to his buddy. Hey, old Su, didn't you already start using Jiang Chun as a patriotic role model for new recruits? Old Su's face went pale. He stood up immediately, if you'll excuse me, and practically sprinted out. Probably to delete a lot of propaganda material before anyone reads about my 3-no spirit and then sees today's headlines. Patriotic hero secretly manipulates entire county election. And Shueisha's mom was staring at her intelligence report like it was written in Alien. Even with an epic warship, 1 million votes is impossible. What did he do? Then she clutched her head. I told him so many times, be low-key. Now every powerful person in existence is going to notice him. She rushed into the myriad races battlefield to yell at me. Little did she know, the people I'd attracted were way above her pay grade. Third heaven. Xianying Palace. Millions of miles of territory. Immortal soldiers patrolling clouds. The master of this realm? Ing Zheng, also known as Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, Ing Iman's father, and he was not happy. Meng Tian and the others have been lords for thousands of years, and they can't outmaneuver a child. The air itself froze from his displeasure. Standing before him was Zhao Gao. Yes, that Zhao Gao, who immediately groveled. This commoner Jiang Chun has deceived the little princess multiple times and refused her offer to become a vassal lord. The audacity. I suggest we seize him immediately. The first emperor glared. And then what? Kill a genius like that? And expose my daughter's identity in the process. Zhao Gao smashed his face into the floor. Your Majesty's wisdom is infinite. This servant was foolish. Classic Zhao Gao, being dumb on purpose to make the boss look smart. Some people never change, even after 2,000 years. After a long pause, Ing Zheng spoke. That brat may have bullied my daughter, but he also pushed her bloodline evolution to 0.12% in 1 month. An acceptable trade. He likes money? Fine. Send someone to secretly negotiate. Buy the county chief position from him and give it to my little 19. Good luck with that, old man. I don't sell cheap. Meanwhile, Japanese lords were fleeing the county. One guy who'd skipped Mai's party, the only reason he survived, was screaming, "This county is a death trap. Everyone pack up. We leave in 1 minute." His warrior, "Sir, our hero ball is still at sea. Leave him." The warrior. Golden pillars of light shot up across the map as terrified Japanese lords abandoned entire towns they'd spent a month building, running from me like I was a natural disaster. Which, honestly, fair. Now my part. I exhaled slowly, feeling the insane power surging through me. People said breaking through takes years? Doesn't seem that hard. The 8-9 Mystic Art hit proficient level. New bonus, body 900, soul 300. My stats now read. This is so broken that even a novel wouldn't dare write stats like this for a level 20 character. I threw a casual punch. No skills, no technique, just raw muscle. Boom. The air exploded. Dozens of square meters of ground turned into a sandstorm. Anything alive in that zone would have been atomized. The Empress, who'd been watching over me, gaped. "Darling, how did your body get that strong?" I glanced at her and said 8 words. "Old debts will be settled. Old grudges repaid." She turned bright red. She knew exactly which grudge I meant. Mastery level ethereal arts payback is coming, sweetheart. After adapting to my new power, I checked the county chief notifications. A prefecture channel had unlocked. Turns out 7 counties had already elected chiefs. I was surprised to find another Dragon Country county among them. One message caught my eye. "Hey Dragon Country friends. I'm Zhao Lingshan, County Chief of Hosong County. Is County Chief Jiangchen here? Want to chat sometime? Hosong County. Interesting. Another Dragon Country ally, or another headache. Either way, County Chief, top rankings, hundreds of bonus stats, A-rank aptitude, cultivation breakthrough, and now prefecture-level politics. Not bad for a Tuesday. So I checked the prefecture chat, and apparently I'm famous now. Lucky me. Some American guy named Andrew, Mr. Jiangchun. The doors of Free Will are always open to you. Come visit. Free Will, one of America's biggest lord organizations. Basically corporate landlords with extra steps. Some Japanese lord named Toyotomi Shuichi. Jiangchun, though you are my enemy, you are a worthy opponent. I challenge you to a fair duel. No heroes, no troops, just lord versus lord. This guy descended from Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a legendary warlord. He, respectfully, wants to murder me one-on-one. Buddy, whether you're disappointed has absolutely nothing to do with me. Then some Korean lady. After careful research, we've confirmed your ancestors migrated from South Korea to Dragon Country. We welcome you to return to your roots. I don't even have the energy to respond to that one. I said hello to everyone, chatted briefly with Zhao Lingshan from Hosong County, clearly a descendant of the Song Dynasty royals, then got down to business. First order as county chief. I renamed Qingyang County to Dragon Abyss County. My county, my name. Second order. I posted a county-wide announcement. Effective immediately, this county is Dragon Country territory. All Japanese lords have 30 minutes to leave. Anyone remaining will be killed on sight. Dragon Country lords erupted with cheering. Japanese lords? Not so much. I have a flying troop building here. I don't want to leave. I didn't prepare a migration token because I thought we'd win. There's 10 of us for every one of them. If he attacks one town, we all rush to defend it. But what about spatial seal scrolls? He can't have that many scrolls. Some wanted to fight, some wanted to run, some even offered to join Dragon Country. I ignored all of it. 30 minutes was already generous. I only gave them that long for PR reasons. Now, County Chief powers. The good stuff. 1. My portal network now covers the entire county. I can share access with other town chiefs, meaning I can teleport anywhere in the county instantly. 2. Citizen registry. I can see every lord's name, location, and status across all towns. 3. All my heroes and troops get a flat 10% stat boost. 4. I can relocate any territory within the county with the owner's consent. I shared portal access with the Dragon Alliance chiefs. Now they could strike anywhere, anytime. Then I reorganized Dragon Abyss Town. Used the relocation power to rearrange everyone's territories, clearing a 300-kilometer diameter zone around my own base. The town's grown to over 700 kilometers across now, meaning I personally control 20% of all land and resources. Room for thousands more heavenly sound disciples to farm. Nobody objected. I conquered this town from nothing. They know who's boss. 30 minutes passed. I checked the registry. 520,000 lords still in the county. Dragon Country has maybe tens of thousands. That means over 400,000 Japanese lords called my bluff and stayed. I called a Dragon Alliance video meeting. I'm sharing every town's location and population count. Free hunting season on Japanese lords. Go wild. Mu Qingshuang hesitated. Won't this cause bad press? She's military, always thinking about optics. Man shut that down instantly. Bad press? They committed the 632 massacre, and the United Assembly didn't even fart about it. We already declared war properly. That lit a fire under Qingshuang. She turned to me. All right, boss, what's the battle plan? Which town do we seal first? I smiled. Tactics? That's something only weak people need to worry about. Dead silence. Then Man. That was the coldest thing I've ever heard. I'll pay you 1,000,000 spirit stones to let me use that line someday. 2 minutes later. 5,000 kilometers away. I was standing outside a Japanese town called Suzuki. I typed one message into county chat. Hey Japanese lords, didn't you say you'd rush to defend whatever town I attack? I'm standing outside Suzuki town right now. Come save them. I posted my location outside Suzuki town, and the Japanese lords took the bait perfectly. Everyone rushed to Suzuki town. This arrogant Dragon Country fool wants a showdown. Thousands of warlords poured into one tiny town. Exactly what I wanted. I ripped open a scroll. Spatial seal, nobody leaves. Then another scroll. Silence, nobody calls for help. Cynthia, guard the teleport point. Empress, Yen, take the heavenly sound disciples and angels inside. I want this town cleaned out. Not a single enemy left breathing. Yes, my lord. Lihani hugged her sword desperately. What about me? You're with me. I stayed outside to handle surprises while my forces went in and absolutely demolished everything. It was a slaughter. Meanwhile, across the county, my allies were having the time of their lives. Zhu Yeqing was punching Japanese warriors into red mist, chugging my snow moon eyes potion between fights. Oh yeah, that's the diluted life water product. I named it after the fact that Lihani invented it trying to fix her dark circles from eavesdropping. Marketing genius, honestly. Speaking of Zhu Yeqing, I gave him second place in the rankings, 500,000 free votes, and all he said was, we're family now. No money. Not even a gift card. Ming Dynasty royals are cheap. I was genuinely disappointed. Little Fox was going wild with her heavenly sound disciples in battle formation. 100 level. 20 troops wiped out a coalition of over a dozen lords without taking a scratch. Her tail was wagging like a propeller. She declared, I'm never recruiting anything but heavenly sound disciples. You could offer me epic troops, and I'd say no. The Japanese lord situation was hopeless. Support a town? I fly over and seal it. Everyone inside vanishes. Don't support? Watch it burn. Attack our towns. Their closest town is hours away by march. Our reinforcements arrive in 1 second flat. This war is unwinnable, some brave soul suggested. We have so many people. Even if Jiang Chun kills us one by one, it'd take him a month. Someone else. Great idea. You go first. Well, I casually typed, Sakuraji Town? I'll be there in 1 minute. 300 lords evacuated in under 60 seconds. Didn't even grab their furniture. The numbers dropped like a countdown. 330,000, 180,000, 50,000. A few hours later, less than 1,000 diehards remained. I issued a kill order. No mercy for those who were warned. By nightfall, the registry was squeaky clean. I posted one final announcement. All Japanese lords have been eliminated. We won. The county exploded with celebration. Then I held a meeting for government positions. Anyone want to be county administrator? Ng Iman's hand shot up. I want county commander. I glared. I said administrator. Of course she wants the military position. County commander boosts troop and hero stats. And notably, she didn't try to buy the county chief's seat from me. She's learning. Yi Iran volunteered for administrator. I gave her a Heavenly Sound branch blueprint as salary. She started to politely refuse, looked at it, and said, "Holy, another convert." Ng Iman pointed out, "Over 900 empty towns need management now. Iran's going to be busy," Xiao Wushang marveled. "A few dozen people can claim an entire town. The per capita resources are insane." I grinned. High risk, high reward. We beat enemies 10 times our number. That night, I was at the Drunken Immortal restaurant getting a massage from Zizai Tian after a feast, when a notification made me sit up. Lord Zhonghao has force migrated into Dragon Abyss County. Lord Zhonghao has force migrated into Dragon Abyss Town. Force migration requires a premium token. It downgrades your buildings and debuffs your troops. And you're migrating into a county where the county chief can simply delete you. This guy was either incredibly brave or sent by someone powerful. He contacted me immediately. "Lord Zhongchun, my name is Zhang Hao. I represent the immortal Qining family. Here regarding Lady Ng Iman." My mind raced. I'd caught the attention of Ng Iman's family, which means Ng Zheng, the first emperor, her daddy. Regarding Ng Iman, I thought, did he misunderstand our relationship? Is this the classic rich girl's family threatens the poor boyfriend scene? My eyes lit up. In these scenarios, the family always offers the guy a pile of money to disappear. Free money. I straightened my collar and prepared to be righteously offended at whatever insulting amount they offered. Then negotiate it higher, obviously. Zhang Hao walked into my territory, glanced at the Heavenly Sound Pavilion, and said, "So this is your reverse-engineered troop building. Impressive." Then he got serious. "I'm just a vessel. Please wait." He set up some ritual array and muttered, "Descend." Suddenly the vibe in the air completely changed. Someone's consciousness had taken over Zhang Hao's body. The cheapest kind of possession, will descend, but still intimidating. The possessed Zhang Hao looked at me and said coldly, "Young man, do you know that disaster is upon you?" I was right. Here comes the "stay away from our daughter" money. But his intimidation technique was amateur hour. No real emperor would be this clumsy. Must be a subordinate. "What should I call you, senior?" I asked politely. "My surname is Zhao, Zichao, as in Zhao Gao, the most famous eunuch schemer in Chinese history. Qin Shi Huang's right-hand man. Still doing dirty work after 2,000 years. Some things never change. Young man, do you know disaster is?" Yes, disaster. I heard you. "So how much money are we talking?" He was completely thrown off. Apparently, when ancient powers possess someone and threaten you, you're supposed to kneel and beg, not ask for a price quote. 10 billion spirit stones, he declared. I almost whistled. Rich family indeed. Deal. Free money is free money. Zhao Gao nodded approvingly. The young man knows what's good for him. I put my hand on my chest solemnly. "You have my word, Senior Zhao? Although that girl Ng Iman keeps chasing me around, I promise, once the money's in my account, I'll keep my distance from her." "Wait," Zhao Gao's face twisted. "What are you talking about?" Wrong guess. I stared at him. "What are you talking about?" He didn't know if I was lying or telling the truth about Ng Iman chasing me. He snapped, "Watch your mouth, boy, or you'll lose your head. Please enlighten me then, senior." 10 billion spirit stones. You give the county chief position to Lady Ng Iman. Doors on your right, I said with a polite bow. For 10 billion, maybe try the neighboring county? Ho Song is available. His face flickered. I could see him preparing to raise the offer, so I cut him off. "Don't bother. Dragon Abyss County is not for sale. The county chief gives me 10% all-stat bonus. That's something money literally cannot buy. Plus, county chief is the stepping stone to prefecture governor, which has even bigger bonuses. I'm not selling my future for pocket change." Zhao Gao tried the intimidation route again. "You don't know who I represent. Actually, please tell me exactly who you are." "I'd love to hear it," he nearly choked. Because he obviously can't reveal he works for Ng Zheng without exposing Ng Iman's identity. I had him cornered, and he knew it. He left with a limp threat. "Don't burn your bridges, boy." After he left, I thought for a moment. Zhao Gao was clearly acting on Ying Zheng's orders. The old emperor was trying to buy the seat for his baby girl. Sweet, in a terrifying, ancient dictator kind of way. Would they send immortal soldiers after me? Nah, that would expose Ying Inman's royal identity. And even if they did, heaven's rules would limit their power. At MY current strength, not sure they'd win. But Zhao Gao playing dirty tricks behind the scenes? That worried me. So I did something preemptive. I opened the county admin panel and fired Ying Inman from her county commander position. Her video call came in instantly. She looked like an angry lion. Jiang Chun, you gave me the position and then fired me? Are you messing with me? I matched her energy and went nuclear. How dare you, Ying Inman? I thought you were honorable, but you're a backstabbing snake. You sent some Zhao guy to threaten me? 30 years east, 30 years west. Don't look down on a young man. I don't care if the first emperor himself shows up. I will not kneel. She blinked, completely confused. What Zhao guy? Then realization dawned. Her face darkened. Let me check on something. Next morning, she showed up at my door with a repossessed Zhao Gao, who was bowing and scraping like a completely different person. It was entirely my own initiative. The master and the princess had nothing to do with it. Please forgive me. What a performance. Yesterday, disaster awaits you. Boy, today, so sorry, sir. Won't happen again, sir. To show sincerity, Ying Inman shared a valuable piece of intelligence for free. East Sea. Free will alliance. Fortune Temple, my eyes lit up. Now that was interesting. Since she was being so sincere, I graciously forgave them and restored her county commander title. What Zhao Gao was actually thinking behind that groveling face. Didn't care. Ying Inman was my shield against the Qin family's nonsense. With that settled, I headed to the Goblin territory. Upgrade the Shadow Dock. We're on a giant island. The future is naval. I've got money now, and I just learned about a fortune temple somewhere out there. Time to build the biggest fleet this world has ever seen. Time to spend money like it's going out of style. Shadow Dock hit level 3. All ships unlocked. Rope guns. Basically harpoons that lock onto targets. Next time some Hydra tries to run, 11 harpoons say, "Where do you think you're going?" Level 7 unlocked. Building capacity. I can now construct buildings on my mothership. I started laughing like a maniac. You know what this means? Sun deck, swimming pool, bikinis. The last piece of my dream cruise ship has arrived. The pool is now possible. But first, priorities. I built a teleportation gate on the ship's bow. Now I can hop between my territory and the ship anytime. Infinite mana refills at the life spring back home. No more running dry mid-ocean. Then I dumped 78 million energy into upgrading Ghost 1 to level 5. Main cannon, 2,500 energy rating. Half of all level. 30 legendary heroes would die in one shot. 60 Ghost Fighter planes. Armor rating 2,000. Top speed 120 knots. This thing is basically a floating apocalypse. I also maxed the Angel Rebirth pool to level 7. Unlocked a resurrection skill for archangels. And the Drunken Immortal restaurant hit level 7. Unlocking a chef training program. More chefs equals more food equals more money. The grind never stops. Then, out of nowhere, the Empress screamed, "Darling, watch out." A blurry shadow materialized from thin air and lunged at me. The Empress threw herself in front of me with everything she had, but the thing phased right through her like she wasn't even there and plunged into my body. Warning, Lord Nanami Junichiro has cast Black Death Curse on you. I sneezed. Black Death Curse has been cleared. What was that? Somewhere in Desan County, a group of Japanese lords were kneeling around a dead body on a ritual altar. Their strongest curse master had literally sacrificed his life to curse me. Toyotomi Shuichi was weeping. Lord Nanami gave his life to curse kill Jiang Chun. He is a hero of our great empire, some fat lady lord. That monster Jiang Chun deserves to be torn apart. At least he'll die from the curse. A guy with a mustache. Nanami was our strongest curse lord in the entire prefecture. Jiang Chun is definitely dead. They were all celebrating my death. Meanwhile, I was rubbing my itchy nose wondering if I was allergic to something. See, curse resistance scales with body stats. They estimated my body at maybe 300 to 400 points. My actual body stat? Nearly 2,000. There, ultimate sacrifice guaranteed kill curse. Hit me with the force of a mild sneeze during allergy season. The Empress was frantically patting me down. Are you okay? Are you hurt? I'm fine. My nose just tickled a little, but it did remind me. I'm curse-proof. But what about in Shueixia and Little Fox? They don't have monster stats like mine. I need to think about protection for. Ring ring. And Shueixia calling. With her mom. Jiang Chun. And Luoshi looked relieved to see me alive. We just learned there's a genius from the Nanami curse family in a Japanese county. I was worried they'd target you. Would his name happen to be Nanami Junichiro? She blinked. You have your own intelligence network, I see. Lady, he literally attacked me 5 minutes ago. I sneezed him to death without knowing it. I noticed and Luoshi looked exhausted. And Shueixia explained, she's been working herself ragged trying to make money. Then a notification popped up, 20 million spirit stones from Shueixia. That's payment for the Heavenly Sound branch blueprint, and Luoshi said. A normal elite troop building is worth a few million, but the Heavenly Sound disciples are better than most epic troops. So we're paying 20 million, she added with a tired smile. To scrape together this 20 million, I've started selling furniture. This mother-daughter duo refuses to owe anyone anything. 20 million was honestly overpaying, but I respected the gesture and took it. And Luoshi sighed. Whatever amazing thing you come up with next, I cannot afford it. In Shueixia, firmly. We are absolutely not buying anything else, I thought for a second. Let me just show you one little thing first. So I showed in Shueixia and her mom a bottle of life essence. The stuff that upgrades your innate talent. Their jaws hit the floor simultaneously. Must be genetic. Life. Essence. The thing that improves your aptitude. See, that curse attack reminded me. I sneezed it off because my body stats are nearly 2,000, but if someone targeted Shueixia, she'd be in serious trouble. One bottle of life essence wouldn't do much for me anymore, but for someone else, it's a complete physical rebirth. Interested? I asked casually. And Luoshi took a deep breath. I'm going to go make money. This woman has been selling furniture to pay for my products. I'm basically her most expensive subscription service. Shueixia tugged her mom's sleeve. Mom, if you keep buying stuff, I'm literally becoming a parasite living off your money. And Luoshi stroked her daughter's hair lovingly. Sweetie, in my heart, you've always been a parasite, mother of the year, folks. Meanwhile, 3 days later, over in Japanese territory, those clowns were still sitting around their dead curse master's altar, shocked that I was alive. Toyotomi slammed the table. He's not dead? He's apparently perfectly fine, fat lady lord. He must have some anti-curse treasure. That's the only explanation. Is Jiang Chun truly immortal? Dear sun goddess, why do you protect a dragon countryman? If you like him so much, just take him to heaven. Eventually, Toyotomi calmed them down. Forget Jiang Chun for now. 27 counties have joined the prefecture. Dragon Country's military is already bribing the Americans, Koreans, and Russians. We need to focus on that. Good advice. Shame they never follow their own advice. Back home, the Dragon Alliance leadership met in person for the first time. I finally met Zhu Yeqing and Yi Yiren face to face. Mu Qingshuang briefed us on the military's plan, a multinational alliance to fight Japan in the prefecture war. Ng Yinman frowned. Allying with Russia makes sense, but America? South Korea? Qingshuang explained. Japan controls half the prefecture's counties. We have 30%. The other nations split the remaining 20%. Without allies, if those countries side with Japan, we lose everything. I shrugged. I'll follow the military's lead on this. As long as nobody causes problems, I don't care about politics. We joined the video conference. 3 Dragon Country county chiefs were already online, including Zhao Lingshan from Hosong County. She immediately gushed. Brother Jiang, your Heavenly Sound disciples are ranked 58th among all elite custom troops in Blue Star history. 58th? I frowned. Why so low? She went speechless. This ranking covers every custom troop ever created across thousands of years of human history, and I'm calling 58th low. Zhu Yeqing whispered in my ear. Dude, 58 is incredible. My ancestor Zhu Di's custom troops only ranked 72nd. I smiled and said nothing. Their intelligence is clearly outdated. They don't know about wind god wings yet. With that factored in, my disciples easily cracked top 30. Zhao Lingshan tried to buy some branch blueprints. I said sure, but offered a trade. 1 blueprint for 1 copy of the Cup of Wine, skill, a famous Song Dynasty Birang technique that weakens enemy hero command abilities. She sighed dramatically. That skill is too precious. Even I don't have permission to learn it. Ng Man leaned over and whispered, she's lying. Good to know Ingman's intelligence network had already mapped out everyone's secrets. The foreign representatives joined. Andrew from America's Free Will Organization, Apu from India, descendant of some legendary lord named Ashoka, though apparently the descendants are disappointments. Lee Yung-ae from South Korea, from that Lee family. The ones who keep claiming Tang dynasty royalty originated from them. And Alexei from Russia, descendant of St. Peter, one of the strongest domain lords in the seventh heaven. Ng Man whispered commentary on each one like a spy movie narrator. Very helpful. Very concerning that she knows this much about everyone. The Dragon Country military representative, Colonel Li Feng, started laying out terms for the alliance. He was offering generous conditions, territory shares, resource access, special privileges. Too generous. Ng Man growled quietly. So we do most of the fighting, and these leeches get better deals than our own people? Qing Shuang sighed. If they join Japan instead, we lose the entire prefecture. We're on the front lines. We don't have the luxury of pride. These smaller countries were basically auctioning themselves to the highest bidder. Then came the real kicker. After Li Feng finished his offer, Andrew from America stood up, gave an elegant little bow, and smiled. Colonel Lee's terms are very generous. However, we'd like to add one more condition. Everyone knows Lord Jiang Chun won his county chief seat by voting for himself. Impressive. The outside world speculates he discovered some epic-grade shipyard. Since we're all allies now, we should share resources openly, right? He turned to me with that perfect diplomat smile. Lord Jiang Chun, what do you say? This slimy American just asked me to hand over my military secrets as the price of admission to an alliance I didn't even ask to join. The room went tense. Little Fox's tail literally stood straight up like an angry cat. This jerk is roasting brother Jiang Chun alive. The Korean and Indian representatives immediately piled on. Yeah, share the Heavenly Sound Branch blueprints. And that space-time farm too. The Russian at least offered to pay market price. Even some Dragon Country county chiefs were eyeing me with greedy looks, though they had enough political sense to keep their mouths shut. I leaned back and found a comfortable position. Mr. Andrew, please sit down. No need to stand up and bow to me like that. His face froze mid-diplomatic smile. Beautiful. Then I turned to Colonel Li Feng. What's the military's position? Li Feng didn't hesitate. Private property is sacred and inviolable. Brother Jiang Chun, the military has your back. Nobody is guilt-tripping you into anything. Apparently, the military had done a full background analysis on me since birth. Their official conclusion? Jiang Chun is patriotic, but definitely not a naive idealist who'll sacrifice everything for a motivational speech. He is, technically speaking, a scheming bastard. Also apparently my Pinduoduo for troops idea had reached the National Research Academy. They're terrified of pushing me to the other side. Smart people. I like smart people. Since the military backed me, I chose the diplomatic route instead of telling Andrew where to shove his resource sharing. I heard Kalang County discovered a fortune temple, I said casually. How about sharing that? Every head in the room swiveled toward Andrew like synchronized owls. A fortune temple, the thing that gives town fortune, the most valuable resource in existence. Andrew's face went white. How do you know about that? I didn't explain. Tell you what, I'll trade you an epic warship for just the coordinates. Then everyone fights for it fair and square. Deal? He shut up instantly. Colonel Li Feng was mentally giving me a standing ovation. My counter was perfect. You want my stuff shared? Cool. Share yours first. Checkmate. The alliance agreement went through without further nonsense. Li Feng was wrapping up when suddenly, look, county ranking tournament triggered. I opened the prefecture channel. Golden announcement. County ranking tournament 1. Lord kill points. Rules. Lords must personally kill monsters. Points multiply for every 5 levels you exceed the monster. First place county chief gets 100 all stats. All citizens get 40, plus massive fortune bonuses. 15 days. Personal combat only. Ng Man looked at Zhu Yeqing. Killing stuff personally? That's your specialty, but Yeqing sighed. I can solo 1,000 normal lords, but we only have tens of thousands of people. Other counties have hundreds of thousands. Everyone's mood dropped. Even I frowned. If it were resource gathering or farming, I'd crush it with money. But personal kill points? We're outnumbered 20 to 1. Then I caught something in the fine print. Kill points double for every 5 levels you exceed the monster. My brain started calculating. 8-9 mystic art, stat books, legendary items, heavenly rewards. My combat power is so far above my actual level that I could fight monsters 30 to 40 levels above me. Each kill would give me something like 64x or 128x normal points. Let's try for one day, I said. Everyone farms safely, and tomorrow we check where we stand. If it's hopeless, we drop it, Andrew smirked in the chat. Even with just tens of thousands, Dragon Abyss County isn't without hope for top 10. Everyone heard the sarcasm. I smiled back. Yeah, we're just trying it out. If we're too far behind, we'll sit this one out. After the meeting, I opened my equipment vaults to distribute gear to the Alliance members. People started screaming. How do you have this many weapons? Did you ROB an entire nation? So many elite-grade pieces? Well, yeah. When you mind control and murder dozens of top Japanese lords, you tend to accumulate inventory. These were all items my heavenly sound disciples had already rejected as beneath them. Everyone grabbed what they needed and left to farm. I sent Zhu Yeqing an extra bottle of life water, honestly worried the maniac would kill himself trying too hard. Then I sat down alone and started upgrading MY gear. Spend 20 million spirit stones. Upgrade Origin Divine Fist, Volume 1. Spend 4 million. Upgrade 7-star Immortal Armor. Spend 4 million. Upgrade. Tomorrow, we see if one man can outfight an entire county. Spoiler, yes he can. Before going out to murder the ocean, I needed proper gear. 40 million spirit stones on upgrades, a full set of level, 20 legendary equipment, and 1 legendary combat skill, Origin Divine Fist. This technique is the signature move of the 9 pure Supreme Heaven. Even just the first volume is legendary grade. Normally, I'd never blow this much cash on personal gear. 40 million could buy 2 more ghost motherships. But desperate times call for desperate punching. I deliberately stayed at level 20. Why? Because the kill point system doubles for every 5 levels you exceed the monster. At level 20 fighting level 60 monsters, that's a 40 level gap. 8 doublings. My math brain was tingling. With gear equipped, my combat power hit 1,450 stars. Body stat, over 2,400. I am a walking natural disaster wearing fancy armor. I teleported onto Ghost 1, currently sailing through level 60 waters. Hundreds of elite frigate birds were swarming the ship. The Empress rushed to protect me. Darling, this is a level 60 zone. It's dangerous. Ooh, nice outfit though. I'm testing a new skill, I said. I took a deep breath, aimed at the thickest cluster of birds, and threw one punch. Boom. The entire mothership sank an INCH from the shockwave. A fist-shaped energy blast expanded to the size of a small field and plowed through dozens of frigate birds. They didn't even struggle, just popped like bloody water balloons. The attack carved through hundreds of meters of ocean and left a crack in space itself, little bubbles of void flickering like reality was having a seizure. Kill points. 3,072 per bird, I cackled. One punch, dozens of kills, over 100,000 points. The remaining birds screamed in terror and scattered in every direction. The whole ship erupted. Lord Jiangchun is invincible. The Empress stared wide-eyed. Your stats went up again? And that punch is terrifying. Then a system notification. Angel Yan's affection won due to respect for the strong. Current. 98. Yan landed on deck looking at me like she wasn't sure I was the same person. Ship spirit Xiao Mei appeared with a pouty face. My lord, you almost broke me with that stomp. Xiao Mei. Full speed toward the level 70 zone. Isn't that risky? It'll be fine. Probably. Unless we hit a legendary monster. We plowed into level 70 waters. Regular monsters here have 1,000 combat stars. My angels couldn't leave the ship's shield safely. But I stood on top of the mast like a pirate captain and started sniping. Celestial Sword Chi. 1 slash from my 7-star Immortal Sword split an elite Tiger Shark warrior in half at 100 meters. Kill points. 14,336. 14,000 points per kill. At level 70, the gap is 50 levels. The multiplier is astronomical. I started launching sword beams like a machine gun. Dozens of sharks disintegrated. Hundreds of thousands of points rolled in per minute. I chugged a Snow Moon Eyes potion. Yes, the black circle cure that Li Hani accidentally invented, and ordered Xiao Mei to patrol this zone on repeat. Back in the county chat, my people were grinding too. I finally killed one monster. Level 25. 2 whole points. Bro, you're level 30 and struggling with level 25? I'm F-rank aptitude okay. These poor guys. Meanwhile, Zhu Yeqing had gone full lunatic, leveled himself to 40, ran alone into a level 60 zone without even bringing guards, because at that level his troops would just die anyway. Martial lords are their own strongest weapon. He was burning through my life water like it was Gatorade. Little Fox chimed in. Brother Jiang Chun got so many stat bonuses, he can probably fight 20 levels above himself too. I smiled, closed the chat, and whispered to myself, time to grind. For the first time since this whole thing started, I went full tryhard. No vacations, no massages, no sunset cocktails. Just killing, eating, sleeping 4 hours, killing again. Every minute of every hour. 24 hours later, I stretched, yawned, and opened the kill point rankings. 10 minutes until the first scoreboard update. After grinding harder than I've ever ground in my life, let's see exactly how much damage one overpowered level 20 Lord can do to a leaderboard designed for counties with hundreds of thousands of people. The county chat was buzzing before the scoreboard even updated. Some guy was humble bragging. I got 8,000 points today. Hope I didn't drag everyone down. Everyone was throwing up 660 SIXS and praising him as a legend. Xiao Wushang did some quick math. Our county should hit at least 80 million points. Yiren, way more than that. We have so many powerhouses. And Shueixia video called me. You're still at sea? She noticed the ocean background. Then she grinned mysteriously. Guess how many points I got? 600, 000, 800,000. Beat that. Impressive, honestly. After drinking life essence, her aptitude hit C rank, basically making her as strong as an elite hero. She could comfortably fight monsters 15 to 20 levels above her. What about you? She asked. With all your stat bonuses, you can probably fight 25 levels above, right? Me? I paused. About 100 million, I think. She rolled her eyes. Be serious for once. We chatted casually until noon hit. The scoreboard updated. 1. Dragon Abyss County, 268 million 2. Kalang County, 242 million 3. Deshan County, 225 million. I stared at it. Oops, I'd gone too hard. Way too hard. In the county chat, Huang Xian was having a stroke. Someone explain what just happened. Wei Ming. We're number 1. That's what? Someone asked Yiren. You said. We had lots of powerhouses. How many exactly? Poor Yiren was completely blindsided but held it together like a pro. Haha. Dragon Abyss County is full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers. How else did we beat 10 times our number of Japanese lords? Vague enough to sound confident without actually explaining anything. She privately decided to have a very long talk with me later. The bluff worked though. Regular lords started getting hyped. We must have over 100 people who can fight 20 levels above. The bosses clearly planned this all along. If we get first place, even our towns get fortune bonuses. Don't celebrate yet. 14 days left. Little Fox immediately started running interference. Hee, I got 1,000,000 points. Am I amazing, or what? She'd probably gotten like 10,000 in reality. But by casually throwing out a big number, she was helping dilute the suspicion around MY contribution. Smart girl. I praised her. Yaya is so clever and thoughtful. The truth? I personally farmed about 140 million points. Out of our county's 268 million total. I'm literally half the entire county's output. One man, against counties with hundreds of thousands of people. On the video call, and Shueixia finally processed what had happened. She rubbed her eyes, looked at the scoreboard, looked at me, and her jaw dropped. 100 million. You weren't joking? Commanderin, I need you to handle strategic deception operations. But how many levels above are you killing? She gave up trying to understand and just sighed. Yaya reacted faster than me. I pointed at the real threat. Kalang County is the dark horse. Only 400,000 people, but they're second, beating Deshan County, which has way more. That's our real competitor, Shueixia explained. About a quarter of American lords use nano-enhancement technology. It limits long-term growth, but their early combat power is insane. Over in Kalang County, Andrew was having a meltdown. We have 400,000 people with nano-enhanced soldiers, and we lost to a county of tens of thousands. Must be those Ming Dynasty martial lords. And Jiang Chun with all his stat bonuses. Andrew's face was probably the color of a tomato. Yesterday, he was mocking us. Today, slapped across the face by the scoreboard. He gave an impassioned speech to his county. My friends, Dragon Abyss County is now our greatest rival. Everyone grind. Then he posted in the prefecture chat. Kalang County is hiring martial lords. I'll pay for your migration tokens. DM me with your stat screenshots. Recruiting mercenaries. Desperate already. Then Toyotomi, the Japanese clown, jumped in. Dragon Abyss must have used powerful magic scrolls for a temporary boost. I'm sure Kalang County will. Win in the end. Andrew, flattered. Thank you for your kind words, Lord Toyotomi. Toyotomi continued. If I were Jiang Chun, I'd give first place to my ally. After all, you're supposed to be on the same side. This snake was openly trying to drive a wedge between us, and Andrew was eating it up. Unfortunately, not everyone is as reasonable as you. Lord Toyotomi, Colonel Lee. Feng was watching this exchange, and his face went dark. This American bastard just allied with us, and he's already flirting with Japan. Meanwhile, I sat on my deck, cracked my knuckles, and thought, 14 more days of this. My one-man army versus an entire nation of nano-enhanced super soldiers. Let's see who runs out of monsters first. Behind the scenes, Colonel Lee Feng went to negotiate with Andrew and came back absolutely furious. Apparently, Andrew wanted the military to pressure me into giving up first place. Lee Feng was livid. These foreigners have no loyalty. We need to prepare for the worst. Meanwhile, I had important business. I messaged Little Fox. Yeah, come to my territory. Got a reward for you. She bounced through the portal, tail wagging. What reward? Open wide. Ah. She tilted her head back and opened her mouth like a baby bird. I poured a whole bottle of life essence down her throat. Her face turned red, sweat beading on her forehead. Brother Jiang Chun, it's hot. Then her nose wrinkled. Everyone talks about fragrant sweat in novels, but why does mine stink? I casually took a step back. Bone marrow cleansing smells like a gym locker room had a baby with a swamp. My aptitude hit D. Wait, C rank. One bottle doubled all her stats. With better equipment capacity, her actual combat power tripled. Go take a bath, I said. Then get back to grinding. Next I called Wei Ming and Huang Xian. With them, obviously no cute, open wide. Routine, I just chucked the bottles at their faces. Drink. Then grind. This made me wonder. Am I actually the pervert the Japanese intelligence reports say I am? I only do the cute stuff with the fox girl. That's normal, right? Right? Huang Xian was so grateful he insisted on giving me 70% of his territory shares. Wei Ming copied him immediately. I shrugged and accepted both. Free real estate. At least now I can slack off a few hundred kills per day, I sighed. As for Mu Qingxuang from the military, her identity was too politically sensitive. I'd keep watching before giving her anything. Zhu Yeqing came through big. He recruited 6 Zhu family martial lords using premium migration tokens. One of them was a spirited girl named Zhu Yeshuan who immediately asked, Big Brother Qingzi, I heard you're setting me up with a boyfriend? Yeqing coughed. Let's talk about that after you perform well in the kill rankings. Are you saying I'm not good enough for him? Well, he hesitated. Honestly, hard to say. She started grinding her teeth. Poor Yeqing couldn't explain that after seeing my scoreboard numbers, he genuinely wasn't sure any human being was good enough. The man suspects I solo carried the entire county, and he's right. He's out there in epic gear, risking his life, grinding 4 million points per day, and I casually dropped 140 million. Ing Yi Man went even bigger, recruited over a dozen martial lords from outside the county. Day 2 scoreboard update. 1. Dragon Abyss County, 563 million. 2. Kalang County, 555 million. The gap shrunk to under 10 million. Andrew had recruited his own martial lords, and his entire county was grinding like maniacs. But I breathed easy, because I'd slacked off for 3 hours today. We're still ahead, even when I'm napping. Then Ing Yi Man dropped a passive-aggressive bomb in the leadership chat. We're all killing ourselves grinding, and the score barely went up. Is someone slacking? Guilty as charged. But I had a good reason. I was upgrading resources. Specifically, construction complete. On the deck of Ghost 1, a brand new building materialized. Watching pool, epic building. Upgraded from swimming pool. 40 meters long, 30 meters wide. Mystical energy swirling above the surface. That's right. I finally built my pool. On my warship, the dream is real. Sunny deck? Check. Swimming pool? Check. The only thing missing is the bikinis, and the Empress already owns the Summer Breeze outfit. But obviously, I didn't burn 43,000 spirit stones on a pool just for fun. I opened its stat panel. The Huaqing pool is glorious. Self-cleaning, temperature adjusting, fatigue removing, spirit restoring. Basically a magical hot tub that makes Red Bull look like tap water. I stripped down to my shorts, slid into the pool onto a dragon-shaped lounger carved from premium warm jade, and let out the most satisfied groan of my entire life. The water massage feature felt like 100 Zizai Tions kneading every muscle simultaneously. Half an hour in this thing erased 2 days of grinding fatigue better than a full night's sleep. This means I only need to rest 1/10 of the day. The rest? Pure grinding time. I called out, Empress. Yen. This pool is amazing. Come try it. The Empress expertly changed into her Summer Breeze swimsuit, slid in. Beside me, leaned against my shoulder showing off one bare shoulder, and purred. Darling really knows how to enjoy life. I don't just know how to enjoy, I grinned. I know how to make you enjoy too. Then I activated the water jets on her. She squealed. Yin was standing at the edge, clearly dying to get in, but the Summer Breeze outfit was just so revealing. She couldn't decide. Yin, are you having dirty thoughts? I asked with fake concern. We're comrades. Bathing together is purely for improved combat readiness. 1 minute later, Yan's figure is absolutely incredible. I was admiring tactically. She caught my eyes, glared, and turned around, which honestly just gave me an equally nice view. Then Jaina popped out of the teleportation gate for her regular report. She opened her mouth to speak, saw the pool situation, let out a delighted shriek, changed into a pink outfit, and cannonballed in without anyone inviting her. I can now confirm. Jaina has the most devastating figure among all my heroes. This is an objective military assessment. Beautiful women, warm water, ocean breeze. Absolute perfection. If only I didn't have to grind. Stupid Heavenly Tao and your stupid kill rankings. After a quick work chat with Jaina, I cloud surfed out of the pool and went back to slaughtering sea monsters. Jaina watched me leave and gasped. Since when is the Lord this hard-working? Well then, Emperor's sister, Yin's sister, I'm going back to grinding too. That evening, I returned home and upgraded to Town Hall level 8. New building unlocked. Potion shop. Basic stuff, but whatever. The real prize was the expanded territory and higher population cap. Build 500 houses. Recruit 5,000 Heavenly Sound disciples. 500 homes popped up instantly across my expanded territory. The Heavenly Sound Pavilion rumbled to life like a factory during holiday rush. New disciples appeared one after another, bowed to me, and flew off to grind monsters across my personal 100,000 square kilometer empire. Each level, one disciple already has 100 combat stars thanks to their inherited techniques. They can casually kill level 20 monsters fresh out of the box. Thousands of disciples farming daily now generate more experience than Crystal Valley ever did. They're also my energy cash cow, over 100 million energy per day just from their kills. A week flew by. The scoreboard at noon, Dragon Abyss County, leading by 200 million points over Kaylane County. Andrew kept recruiting martial lords, but I was grinding almost full-time while my army of new disciples provided the energy I needed to upgrade everything else. The gap just kept growing. With all that energy flowing in, I finally started upgrading my elite units. Cynthia hit level 40, 22 million energy. Dragon 9 hit level 40, 10 million energy. Both unlocked powerful new skills. Pool on my warship? Check. 5,000 new troops. Check. Elite heroes leveling up? Check. 200 million point lead in the rankings? Check. Life is exhausting but good. Very, very good. Quick stat check on my upgraded units. Cynthia at level 40. 1,980 combat stars. Body stat 3,600 plus 720 from gear. New skill, Thunder Step. Basically Flash, but with lightning. She can now sprint through the air. Dragon 9 at level 40. New skill, Black Hole. She can literally create a miniature black hole that sucks in everything within hundreds of meters. Same level angels can't escape it. Lower level monsters just get shredded. After testing it, I patted her head. Finally, little 9, you can hold your head up as a real dragon. She was so proud her scales were practically glowing. Then Mu Qingshuang called a meeting with big news. Andrew had shared the Fortune Temple coordinates with the military. And Shueixia, since when is he generous? He's not, Qingshuang said. The Temple Guardian is a level 54 legendary sea dragon. Andrew's county tried to kill it yesterday and got demolished. He can't solo it, so he's selling the location before someone else finds it. Everyone except me and Man gasped at level 54 legendary. Honestly, that sea dragon is weaker than the Hydra I already killed. I could probably solo this thing over lunch break. My real concern was whether this was a trap. Andrew teams up with Japan, lures all our strongest players to one spot, and ambushes us. Unlikely, but possible. Tell me when we move, I said casually. Trap or no trap, at my power level, it doesn't matter. Man. I'm in, Zhu Yeqing. Count me in too. Man frowned. Yeqing, your ship is only elite grade. Yeqing puffed up, but I have 6 siblings who are all martial lords. Together we're stronger than level 40 epic heroes. So basically the 7 Gourd brothers, I said. He didn't laugh. Before departing, I quietly messaged Jaina. Take the fleet to the EC region and stay hidden. Don't let anyone see you. 11 ghost motherships silently submerged and headed toward the area. My insurance policy. Next day, we arrived at the staging point. Dozens of warships already gathered. My Ghost 1 emerged from a 200-meter wide portal, dwarfing everything nearby. Zhao Lingshan whistled. That ship is massive. Level 7? Level 8? Then came the annoying part. Andrew had demanded 1 ship per lord, clearly designed to nerf me specifically since I have the biggest fleet. Man immediately called it out. Whose idea was that? Afraid Jiang Chun takes too much contribution? Li Feng, the military colonel, apologized and promised me compensation. I waved it off. Don't worry, I'm just a newbie here to learn from the experts and maybe get some table scraps. I genuinely felt bad for Colonel Li Feng. He's supposed to be running this whole coalition, but keeps getting pushed around by these aristocratic family lords. The military has been losing influence for years. If all these lord families united, they could steamroll the military overnight. Chao Ziqing, another Dragon Country chief, voiced what everyone was thinking. Andrew's being awfully controlling. Sharing the temple, limiting ships. Something feels off, Zhao Lingshan nodded. Everyone deploy your scouts. If we stay alert, we should be fine. What they didn't know. 11 ghost motherships were hovering 1,000 meters directly below us in the deep ocean. Hundreds of ghost fighter planes were already spread across a 100-kilometer radius. I had more firepower hidden underwater than their entire visible fleet combined. Andrew finally showed up, fashionably late. So sorry to keep everyone waiting. We followed his ships for 2 hours until suddenly, the fleet passed through an invisible barrier. The air shimmered, the view cleared, and there it was. A massive temple floating hundreds of meters above the ocean surface. Magnificent, ancient, radiating power. A hidden barrier, I muttered. No wonder even the Ng family's intelligence couldn't find it. Without Andrew leading us here, we could search this ocean for 100 years and never stumble across it. Fortune Temple. The thing that could supercharge my dragon veins and rocket my town's development to the stratosphere. Andrew better not try anything funny, because right beneath his feet, 11 warships and 600 fighter planes are waiting for my signal. The Fortune Temple was floating hundreds of meters above the ocean like a planet slowly spinning. Golden light dripped from it, attracting thousands of sea monsters below. And those were just the ones we could see. Who knows how many lurked under the surface. System notification. The temple was occupied by the Sea Dragon King, a legendary hero unit. Not just a monster. A boss with minions and intelligence. Chao Ziqing immediately turned on Andrew. You didn't mention the boss was a hero unit. Andrew smiled his greasy smile. Isn't that even better? With our combined strength, one legendary hero shouldn't be a problem. I quietly checked with Jaina. Any enemies hiding nearby? Nothing within 100 kilometers, my lord. Maybe Andrew was legit this time. Maybe I was being paranoid. Colonel Li Feng swallowed his suspicions and organized the assault. As our fleet advanced, the Zhu family siblings went absolutely berserk. Yeching exploded a sea serpent's head with mountains and moon. His cousin Zhu Yeshuan, the one he wants to set me up with, unleashed Iron Horse Ice River, a sword beam that flash froze several sea snakes mid-strike. They shattered like frozen breadsticks. Li Feng whispered, "The Ming dynasty really does breed warriors. If only they ruled the seventh heaven instead of the Qing." I'll admit, I took a longer look at that fierce girl. Her technique was already at minor completion level. Not bad, little Zhu. Not bad at all. Heavenly Sound elites, deploy. I ordered. 300 disciples soared off my ship. Every head in the fleet turned to watch. This was the first time outsiders would see my custom troops fight. The commentary started immediately. Wait, his ranged troops can fly? I thought they used music. Why do they have swords? That's not a flying troop type. That's a flying skill. At least, B rank. Then Zhao Lingshan squinted. Why do I feel like these troops are as strong as my epic units? Chao Zicheng's eyes went wide. It's been over a month since he created elite-grade troops. Has he already created epic troops? But there was no system announcement. Maybe they're half-finished. These guys thought they were looking at level 40 elite troops. My disciples were actually level 25. If they knew that, their eyeballs would literally pop out. Colonel Li Feng was muttering like a madman. Genius. Absolute genius. I must recruit this kid to our military district. Then, ding. Zhao Lingshan sent me the cup of wine skill book. The one she swore she didn't have access to. Message, please trade for a Heavenly Sound branch blueprint. Sorry I lied earlier, huh? Seeing my disciples in action finally broke her poker face. I immediately upgraded it. Cup of wine. A rank. Effect 1. Steal an enemy hero's command buffs and partially transfer them to your hero. Effect 2. Protect your hero's command abilities from being weakened. This skill is insane. I can literally siphon enemy hero powers during battle. I learned it on the spot and sent her the blueprint. Fair trade. And spreading the Heavenly Sound sect is always part of the plan. Then Yin Man called. Sell me a branch blueprint too. You don't need one. Your troops are all epic and above. Meng Tian just reminded me. Heavenly Sound disciples are perfect for low-level farming. 100 combat stars at level 1. I can mass-produce them to feed my high-level troops. Smart. That's exactly what I do. I sold her one for 20 million. Easy money. Her Iron Eagle warriors were tearing through the battlefield impressively. Truly elite soldiers with double buffs from her Lord Talent and Hero Command. But then it was time to steal the show. Dragon 9, I whispered. Your turn. She'd been dying to test her new skill. Yes, SIR. 12 dragons leaped off my ship and exploded into their full 50-meter forms. I'd spent over 100 million energy upgrading all 12 to level 40. Everyone already knew I had dragons. Might as well flex the ones they know about. Every eye on every ship locked onto my dragons. They'd heard rumors. They'd never seen the real thing. Dragon 9 flew over the densest cluster of sea monsters, spread her wings, and black hole. Dragon 9 spread her wings and unleashed black hole. A 10-meter dark void ripped open above the ocean. Space itself started warping for hundreds of meters in every direction. Dozens of monsters at the edges cracked apart like dry clay, screaming helplessly. Within 3 seconds, shredded. Gone. Nothing left. Then all 12 dragons fired their black holes simultaneously. The ocean turned into a crimson death zone spanning kilometers. Low-level monsters evaporated by the hundreds. The reactions were priceless. Legendary dragons are this powerful. Black hole at this level? Their bloodline must be incredibly noble. No wonder he became county chief. Noble bloodline. Huh. These dragons didn't even have names when I recruited them. Their noble diet is just dragon fong rice I've been growing in my farm. Turns out feeding dragons rice infused with mythical dragon essence for a month straight does wonders for skill development. Who knew? Yin Man was grinding her teeth. This freak stole the spotlight again. Why does it feel like he's the royal, and I'm the commoner? I leaned over the railing, frowning at the carnage below. Only problem is, the black hole doesn't leave any corpses. What a waste of loot. Meanwhile, on Andrew's ship, the man was literally red-eyed with jealousy. His aide Edmund whispered, "Want to make our move now?" Andrew forced himself calm. "No. Wait for the Sea Dragon King. Let them weaken each other first. So I was right. This slimy American was planning something. Then things got weird. An epic sea dragon leaped out of the ocean, and instead of attacking us, it tried to run. Then something yanked it underwater. The beast thrashed, screamed, and vanished into the depths. Only a pool of blood remained. Everyone's blood went cold. What's down there? What's down there is MY-11 ghost motherships, waiting in the deep with their harpoon guns locked and loaded. They'd already caught 5 epic monsters silently, but nobody knew that. To everyone else, there was an unknown horror lurking below the surface. Then the Sea Dragon King finally appeared, a 100-meter behemoth erupting from the ocean, activating a deep-sea domain. I immediately tested my new toy. Cup of wine. A green light hit the Dragon King's head. Its hero command effectiveness dropped 40%, and 10% transferred to the Empress. Not bad at all for fighting something 30 levels above me. The Dragon King got pissed and charged at my ship. Colonel Li Feng screamed, "Everyone prepare." Then the Dragon King suddenly screeched in agony, thrashing wildly on the surface, blood everywhere. The harpoons from below had found their mark. Chao Ziqing literally shivered. Not again. This legendary, level 54, hero-class monster dragged beneath the waves like a toy in a bathtub. 10 seconds later, the ocean went calm. Just some bubbles. As if nothing happened. The entire fleet went absolutely insane with terror. What is down there? Even the Dragon King was just a snack? Is there a kraken under us? I have deep-sea phobia. Someone help, Li Feng shouted. Grab the fortune rewards and get out. Only Ying E-Man narrowed her eyes in my direction, suspicious. But even she couldn't figure it out. What kind of submarine could drag down a legendary hero unit? Impossible, right? Below the surface, my angels, crystal maidens, and goddess warriors had already beaten the Dragon King to death in under a minute. I was happily counting my loot while everyone above was having panic attacks. Then Jaina messaged me. "My lord, a large enemy fleet just appeared outside the barrier. They seemed to materialize from nowhere, heading straight for you." Finally, I exhaled. Andrew's trap was springing. But honestly, I felt relieved. Hidden enemies are scary. Enemies I can see, those are just targets. In the face of absolute power, all schemes and conspiracies are nothing but paper tigers. Bring it on. So here's what happened behind the scenes on Andrew's ship, which I pieced together later. That slimy American was cursing up a storm. The Sea Dragon King was supposed to weaken them. What the hell is hiding underwater? His buddy Edmund urged him. Forget the plan changes. If we don't act now, the Dragon Country people will take all the fortune. Rewards. Andrew nodded, sent a signal to someone called Muda Kiku, then paused to deliver the most pathetic self-justification I've ever heard. We at Free will value contracts above all else. If Jiang Chun hadn't been so unreasonable, we'd never betray an ally. Edmund, nodding like a bobblehead. Exactly. It's his fault for not sharing his treasures and competing with us in the rankings. The Japanese are much more sincere. These two clowns actually convinced themselves they were the good guys while literally walking through a hidden teleporter to abandon their own ship and betray their allies. Should we warn the Japanese about whatever's lurking underwater? Edmund asked. Andrew shrugged. Nah, not our problem. Cold-blooded and stupid. My favorite combination in an enemy. Now, what I was actually seeing through my ghost fighter drones, Mirage ships. Dozens of them. 100-meter-tall tower ships belching white fog that spread across the entire ocean for kilometers. These were replica Mirage vessels, originally mythical-grade warships from the Third Heaven, reverse-engineered by the traitor Su Fu into epic-grade knockoffs. Their fog doesn't just provide visual camouflage, it warps space itself, which is why even my blood crystal bats and ghost fighters couldn't detect them earlier. Thousands of enemy warships materialized from the mist, surrounding the Fortune Temple 3 layers deep. That's a lot of ships, I muttered. Then I made a decision. I upgraded all 11 hidden motherships to level 5. 200 million energy, gone in a flash. Worth it. Up on the surface, everyone else was discovering the bad news. We're surrounded. There must be 10,000 ships out there. I told you Americans can't be trusted. Where's Andrew? Get out here, you RAT. They checked Andrew's abandoned hurricane. Completely empty. The coward had teleported home. Chao Ziqing connected the dots. If we all die here, Andrew gets the highest contribution score for the Fortune Temple and eliminates Dragon Abyss County from the kill rankings. 3 birds, 1 stone. Li Feng sighed bitterly. We prepared for everything. Except Japan smuggling this mini Mirage ships into the prefecture. Ng Man was seething. Xu Fu, you filthy traitor. Su Fu was the ancient Chinese alchemist who defected to Japan centuries ago. His technology was still causing problems. Then a voice echoed across the ocean. A voice that sounded like a duck being strangled. Dragon Country Lords, you are surrounded. Surrender now and I shall grant you prisoner of war treatment according to the Lunar Convention. Zhu Yeqing made a face like he'd eaten something rotten. That's Muta Kiku, county chief of Fukagawa County. Hey, very large woman. I accidentally clicked on her profile picture once. Nearly threw up. I teased him. Aren't martial lords supposed to be fearless? One ugly profile pic and you're traumatized? Then Muta Kiku's voice came again. Jiang Chun, I've admired you for so long. If you spend one night with me, we can negotiate anything. My smile froze on my face like it was carved in ice. Ng Man, with absolute seriousness. Jiang Chun, all our lives depend on you. Maybe you should. Sacrifice yourself? Zhu Yeqing immediately backed her up. Sister Ng is absolutely right. With Brother Zhang's stats, he can definitely power through this. Just close your eyes and think of Dragon Country. I had no words. Ng Man continued. Cheer up. At least this proves you're the hottest one here. She didn't ask for Yeqing, did she? Yeqing sighed dramatically. Being too handsome truly comes with its own sorrows. Chao Ziqing, exasperated. People, we're surrounded by 10,000 enemy warships. Is now really the time for jokes? Honestly though, I appreciated the comedy. Because what these people didn't know was that directly beneath their feet, 11 fully upgraded legendary ghost motherships and 600 fighter planes were waiting for my command. The Japanese brought 10,000 ships? That's cute. Someone meekly asked, so, what do we do now? I stayed quiet. Partly because I was still nauseous from Muta Kiku's love confession, partly because I wanted to see what these people were made of. Colonel Li Feng stepped up. This is probably a suicide mission. Everyone upgrade your ships with whatever energy you have left. We form a spearhead and break south. This was my failure. I'll be the tip of the blade. Respect. The man had guts. Zhao Lingshan added. Nobody's surrendering. Even if Japan honored their promise, which they won't, we'd never live down the shame. Every Dragon Country lord's expression hardened. Energy flashed everywhere as ships upgraded. Ng Man maxed her godly might to level 7, making it nearly as big as Ghost 1. They formed up and charged toward the encirclement. Brave. Stupid. But brave. Muta Kiku's duck-strangling voice echoed. Since you want to die, kill them all. Except my little Jiangchen darling. Bleg. I actually gagged. The Empress. Oh dear. Are you all right, darling? Her eyes were laughing. Smack. I slapped her on the meatiest part of her body. Don't you dare laugh at your lord. The Japanese threw wave after wave of garbage ships at us. Suicide bombers designed to drain our energy. Shoot them? Waste ammo. Ignore them? They ram you. Classic lose-lose. Everyone was panicking. Everyone except me. I was floating on a cloud above the fleet, surveying the battlefield. Yeah, there were more enemies than expected, but I had 11 legendary motherships below the surface. Worst-case scenario, I just sink into the ocean and leave. But I wasn't leaving. I was waiting. For the perfect range. 1 minute later, close enough. Cup of wine. I targeted a random Japanese hero. Her command effectiveness dropped 100%, completely nullified. Then I buffed Jaina's warship command by 40%, pushing her past normal A-rank levels. Every ghost mothership's stats skyrocketed. Jaina, 3 ships per target, full power, destroy those 4 Mirage ships ahead. Wait, I squinted at something in the distance. The enemy flagship. And on it, I could see. Oh God. Oh no. Muta Kiku was. With some pale pretty boy. In the middle of battle. And her profile picture was definitely photoshopped, because the reality was so much worse. Forget the mirages. Destroy that flagship first. I can't unsee what I just saw. Jaina, confused but obedient. Yes, my lord. 11 legendary motherships silently rose from the deep, positioning directly beneath the enemy flagship. Point-blank range. 100 meters below the hull. On the Fukagawa, Kiku was in the middle of her activities when an aide screamed. Massive energy readings from below, Boom, boom, boom. 3 main cannons, each beam 10 meters wide, punched straight through the hull, through the deck, through Muta Kiku, and into the sky like pillars of light. 100 secondary cannons shredded the rest like a machine gun hitting a watermelon. Your ghost mothership killed Lord Muta Kiku. Energy, 60,000. Your ghost mothership destroyed Fukugawa. Energy, 6 million. Materials, Diamondwood X200, Frost Iron X200. Haha. Not just because that disgusting woman was dead. A warship gives 10 times the energy of a hero. Plus epic grade building materials from the wreckage. 4 Mirage ships went down in the same volley. 30 million energy in one salvo, plus rare crafting materials. Motherships recharge. Next targets. The 4 Western Mirages. Once I destroy all the Mirages, their fog clears, and their entire fleet has nowhere to hide. Jaina. Yes, my lord. The Fukugawa's burning wreckage was sinking fast, visible to everyone on both sides. Dragon Country's lords, who had been preparing to die gloriously, just stood there with their mouths open. The Japanese fleet, 10,000 ships strong, just watched their flagship get deleted from existence by something they couldn't even see. Both sides had the exact same thought. What the hell just happened? Was that the enemy flagship? That fat lady just died? Their shields were up and it still got destroyed in one shot. My allies were having a collective existential crisis. The relief, the confusion, the what is helping us? It was beautiful. Ng Man figured it out first, of course. Jiang Chun. That was you, wasn't it? Yep, I said casually, as if I hadn't just deleted a county chief and her entire flagship from existence. Zhu Yeqing connected the dots. Your ships can go underwater. And that Sea Dragon King earlier. That was you too. Chao Ziqing. I've gotten tired of saying, I'm jealous. The word has lost all meaning. Everyone immediately understood the implications. Stealth submarines with battleship-class firepower. Point-blank assassination capability. The ultimate ocean predator. Every single person silently decided 2 things. First, get a detection skill immediately. Second, never piss off Jiang Chun. Colonel Li Feng was the most emotional. If everyone had died here, he'd have been branded a traitor to Dragon Country. I basically saved the entire war effort. This must be reported to High Command immediately, he muttered. Jiang Chun isn't just talented. He deserves to be named a general. Boom boom. 2 more Mirage ships exploded in the west, their gorgeous multi-story architecture crumbling into the deep. 9-digit Spirit Stone warships, gone like fireworks. The Japanese fleet descended into chaos. Find the enemy. Where are the diviners? The Onmyoji. They're underwater and invisible. We can't detect them. Ask Commander Mutu. Commander Mutu died in the first volley. Some guy named Miyamoto took command. Forget the submarines. Drop depth charges. All Mirage ships activate stealth. They dumped hundreds of depth charges into the ocean. Cute. Against my legendary mothership shields, depth charges from low-grade ships felt like being pelted with marshmallows. The 8 remaining Mirages started generating their stealth fog, and this was actually dangerous. Their invisibility warps space itself, making them truly undetectable. But I planned for this. Jaina, harpoon every Mirage ship. Now, 8 rope guns fired simultaneously. Each one stabbed into a Mirage hull just before the stealth completed. The ships vanished into their pocket dimensions, but the legendary-grade harpoon chains couldn't be severed by mere epic-grade space manipulation. From a distance, it looked surreal. Glowing chains stretching from my motherships into thin air, going taut against absolutely nothing visible. Like fishing lines hooked into another dimension. Heh, epic stealth can't cut legendary chains. Miyamoto, to his credit, made the smartest move available. He abandoned his epic ship for a tiny basic one, since he knew my subs were targeting big ships, and ordered a full-send charge with all remaining forces. Nearly 900,000 flying troops darkened the sky. My allies were energized now. Thousands of epic flyers launched to meet them. Hold on, everyone, I announced across the battlefield. Let me show off first. Upgrade. 12 pillars of light erupted as all my dragons hit level 45, the level 8 cap. 82 million energy. Every last drop I'd earned from killing sea dragons and destroying ships. Worth it. Dragon 9 had never been this hyped in her entire life. For the Lord. For Dragon Country, she roared, leading 11 dragons straight into 1,000,000 enemy troops. Black hole, 12 voids ripped open across the sky. Hundreds of meters of death zones appeared simultaneously. Japanese soldiers, ordinary troops, nothing special, were sucked in and shredded like paper in a blender. The screaming was extensive. What a crowd-clearing technique, I admired. But the dragons were taking massive damage too. Nearly 1,000,000 enemies meant thousands of ranged attacks per second. Dragon scales cracked, blood sprayed, flesh tore open. Man practically screamed, "Pull them back. They'll start dying." Everyone was staring at me with deep respect. He's sacrificing his legendary dragons for us? Such selflessness. I'm moved. Did you hear what the dragon shouted? For Dragon Country. Even the dragons are patriotic. They should get medals. Can we give them Dragon Country citizenship? Little did they know, I wasn't being selfless. I was being efficient. The dragons were the perfect bait to cluster enemies together for my mothership's area attacks. But sure, let them think I'm a hero. It's good for my brand. What nobody realized was that my dragons weren't being heroically selfless. They had the life spring back home for healing. I sent them in to farm energy from mass kills. And boy did it work. 80 million energy harvested in seconds. I'm basically using my legendary dragons as lawn mowers. One dragon finally went down, crashing toward the ocean covered in wounds. Dragon 9 screamed, "Little 10, and ordered a retreat. The Japanese went berserk. Kill the dragons. Don't let them escape. Man roared. Iron Eagle warriors, protect the dragons. Everyone's troops rushed forward to cover my girl's retreat. Li Feng was literally crying. Jiang Chun is a national treasure. The dragon's sacrifice ignited everyone's fighting spirit. Full-scale war erupted. This was the real deal. Everything before was child's play. The sky was filled with flying units for kilometers. Thousands of epic troops on our side versus nearly 1,000,000 enemies. Energy beams, cannonballs, arrows, magic, flying in every direction like the world's deadliest fireworks show. Body parts rained from the sky. Angels, demons, griffins, wyverns, all getting shredded. Zhu Yeqing activated his 7-star forbidden technique again, 3rd star, and went absolutely nuclear, punching epic demons into blood mist one after another. His siblings were screaming, "You'll die." But after 10 seconds of godlike destruction, he just chugged a bottle of life water and laughed. "Ha! Don't mind me. Carry on." His cousin Xian had been preparing a dramatic revenge speech when he casually resurrected himself. The other 6 siblings crowded around. What drug was that? How much? Got more? Man was equally impressive, activating her ancestral dragon bloodline. Eyes turning into vertical reptilian slits, radiating pressure that made enemy dragons tremble. Her advisor Meng Tian was frantically whispering, "Princess, you're revealing your identity. Let Jiang Chun take the spotlight instead." I sneezed. Someone cursing me again, I slashed a demon that snuck up on me with a casual sword beam, then surveyed this legendary battlefield. Hundreds of thousands of combatants, the sky literally darkened by armies. My blood was pumping. This is a man's romance. I almost threw an Origin Divine fist into the crowd. Almost. But I stopped myself. I'd already revealed too much today. If I punched a hole in space or deployed my full angel army, Japan would send upper realm powerhouses to kill me within a week. Then I'd need to reveal more cards. They'd send stronger enemies, and it becomes an endless escalation. This battle's won anyway. My mothership systematically deleted every elite grade and above enemy warship within 20 minutes. Once their big guns were gone, panic spread like wildfire. Screw this, I'm not dying for military paychecks. Where are the mirages? Get us out. The mirages are chained. Run on your own. Japanese lords started abandoning their own heroes and troops, commandeering the fastest ships to flee. Their commander Miyamoto screamed threats over the radio, but deserters multiplied by the minute. Abandoned heroes and soldiers lost all morale instantly. Some chased their fleeing lords, some literally switched sides, and the loyal ones got wiped out fast. Victory. Chase them. Kill every last one. Those bastards destroyed 2 of my epic squads. We won. But it wasn't cheap. Nearly half of our several thousand epic troops were dead or wounded. 8 elite warships sunk. Li Feng had wisely evacuated those crews beforehand. No lords died, at least. My heavenly sound elites lost 48, all revived at the life spring. The sword formation saved most of them. The real pain was my wallet. Legendary warships burn through premium spirit stones like jet fuel. Stealth, diving, shields, cannons, all need constant energy. After calculations, 50 million spirit stones consumed. And that's with me manufacturing the premium stones myself. Any normal lord would have spent billions running these ships for one battle. Legendary warships are pay to win in the most literal sense. Then Jaina asked, "My lord, what about the 8 mirages we harpooned? They're hiding in their pocket dimensions and won't come out." I stared at those invisible ships, chained to my motherships like stubborn fish on a line. Mirage ships. Self-contained stealth space technology. Epic-grade masterpieces. I wanted them so badly, but I didn't have sealing items to capture them. I remembered something from my studies about Mirage ships. Their stealth bubbles consume more energy in harsh environments. So I had a beautifully evil idea. Jaina, drag these Mirages into the deep ocean. As deep as possible. But my lord, that'll cost US energy too. Yeah, but their stealth bubbles burn energy way faster than our shields. We're playing the attrition game, baby. I also slapped a silent scroll on the area. Can't have them calling for backup. I'm not trying to outspin the entire Japanese empire. Inside one Mirage's pocket dimension, things were going exactly as planned. Why haven't you cut the chains yet? The chains have self-repairing runes. They're too strong. Our allies lost the battle? Those useless. Don't worry, our energy reserves can last 3 to 5 days. Then the scenery outside went dark. Very, very dark. He's dragging US into the abyss. Energy consumption is spiking. Quick, call for help. We're silenced. This violates the Lunar Geneva Convention. We're prisoners of war. This is illegal. We can't surrender if we're silenced. Genius. 30 minutes later, pop. The stealth bubble burst. At 10,000 meters deep, the ocean crushed everyone inside like stepping on a grape. One by one, Mirage ships crumbled. 5 down in an hour. But 3 stubborn ones had packed extra energy and were holding out. The cost was eating me alive. Every minute of deep-sea operation burned premium spirit stones. Then Ng Man sailed back from chasing Japanese stragglers, laughing. I wrecked hundreds more ships. Why didn't you chase them? Busy wrestling Mirages underwater. Her eyes lit up like Christmas. You captured Mirages. Can I seal too? My eyes lit up equally. You have sealing items? 2 epic-grade sealing talismans. 1 ship each. Deal, she smirked. Either call me Big Sister or throw in another Heavenly Sound branch blueprint. I immediately sent the blueprint. Look, I want to spread those blueprints everywhere. If people wouldn't think I was weird, I'd be handing them out like flyers. Just then, ding, another Mirage got crushed in the deep. Down to 2. I panicked. Jaina, bring the last 2 up. Now, they surfaced just in time. I floated up to one Mirage's stealth bubble and tapped on it like knocking on a door. The bubble cracked open a meter wide, revealing a terrified Japanese lord with a face whiter than milk. Lord Jiangchun, we surrender. Please spare us. Hand over the ship, and I won't kill you. The man dropped to his knees. Lord Jiangchun, I understand Chinese is a nuanced language. Won't kill me could mean you'll have someone else kill me, or mind control me into suicide, correct? I went silent. Because yes, that was exactly what I was planning. He continued desperately. Please let me return to my territory alive. I swear on the sun goddess I'll leave this zone forever. I have a family. If you refuse, I'll destroy this ship right now. A kneeling man threatening me with mutual destruction. Annoying, but clever. He knew his life was worthless compared to the Mirage. Ng Man shrugged. Let them go. A few small lords won't matter. Fine, I sighed. The man instantly deactivated the stealth, bowed deeply, and his people scattered like cockroaches. Ng Man pulled out a massive talisman, tossed it into the air, seal, and it expanded to hundreds of meters, wrapping the entire Mirage ship before shrinking it into a 1-foot model in her palm. Second ship, same process. I got one. She got one. I looked at the symbol glowing next to my Mirage in the inventory. Upgradable to legendary. I smiled but held off on upgrading. The others were returning. Li Feng rushed over. How's the dragon that fell? Little 10 is fine. Already rescued. Everyone exhaled with genuine relief. These people actually cared about my dragons. If they knew I had a resurrection spring at home, the emotional moment would be somewhat diminished. We sailed back to the Fortune Temple, cleaned up the remaining 1,000-odd monsters, including eating Andrew's abandoned hurricane for parts, and when the last sea creature died, the Fortune Temple exploded with golden light. Payday. Your contribution, 82%. Your town receives 28 fortune points. Highest contributor. You receive ownership of the Fortune Temple. Occupy. 28 fortune points. In one haul. For reference, all our ranking tournaments and fortune bets combined only gave us 29 points total. I just nearly doubled our entire fortune in one afternoon. The Fortune Temple also generates 1 point per month permanently. Nice passive income. Back in Dragon Abyss Town, everyone lost their collective minds. 28 points. The town is expanding again. A boss-level fishman just spawned and killed my entire squad. I'm going to hunt it down for the loot. Great. Another one went crazy. The town diameter. Just past 1,000 kilometers. And Shuexiao messaged me excitedly. The Dwarf King Palace can recruit Mountain Kings again. Production cycle shortened to 14 days. Then, deflating. That we still can't afford the life essence payment though. Mom's broke. No rush, I replied warmly. Pay whenever. Huang Xian rallied the troops. Brothers, everything we have is because of the boss. I say we give him half the town's territory. And the truly magical part? Nobody objected. They cheered. Give it all to the boss. The faster he grows, the more soup we get. I declined graciously. I've got enough space for now. I'll ask if I need more. Then something stirred inside me. The dragon vein, my territory's living Lux serpent, burst from the ground. Last time it was 6 meters. Now, 10 meters. Actual dragon scales gleaming, claws and horns catching the light. It circled my territory looking for me, got disappointed I wasn't home, and dove back underground. Adorable murder noodle. Dragon vein evolution, 57%. New buff unlocked. The new ability? All plants and animals in my territory grow at double speed, with a 10% chance of mutating up one quality tier. Combined with my legendary farmers, that's a 20% upgrade rate. Out of every 1,000 dragon fong rice, 200 become legendary grade. I was grinning like an idiot when Inman interrupted. My contribution was 3.1%, got 1 fortune point. You didn't get more than 20, right? I just smiled. Got lucky. Only 7 people besides me got fortune, 1 point each. Everyone else got 0. Chao Ziqing sighed, but was gracious. Brother Jiang earned it fair and square. Plus, he saved all our lives. Then someone noticed Andrew also got 1 point because of his earlier contribution before betraying us. That RAT got rewarded too. I turned to Yin Man. Got away into Kalang County. Her eyes sparkled dangerously. You want to? You in? Absolutely. Li Feng panicked. This is insane. He controls the county portals. You'd be fighting hundreds of thousands. I pulled out 2 scrolls, my trusty murder combo. Spatial seal plus silence. We go in fast, kill Andrew, and leave. I've done this before. Yin Man added. I have a spy inside Kalang town, only 200 kilometers from Andrew's territory. Totally doable. Zhu Yeqing slapped his hands. A gentleman's revenge waits for no man. If we don't gut this traitor, I'll choke on my own rage. Chao Ziqing. You Dragon Abyss people are all insane. Then, but the problem is we're hours from any portal. I grinned. Follow me. I led them to the teleportation gate on Ghost One's deck. Building capacity. Yeqing laughed. Your warship has a teleporter. Chao Ziqing caught on instantly. Once we clear the sealed zone, we can teleport directly into Kalang town and assassinate Andrew before he knows what hit him. Zhao Lingshan gritted her teeth. Count me in. Honestly, I could solo Andrew with 1 punch. His entire territory would probably crater. But having allies makes for better optics and spreads the blame. I got the spy's portal code from Yin Man, and our kill squad stepped through in a flash of light. Colonel Li Feng watched us disappear and sighed. Young people have so much energy. Meanwhile in Kalang County, Andrew was throwing a tantrum. He'd gotten 1 measly fortune point. His master plan, betray allies, let Japan destroy them, steal all the fortune, had spectacularly backfired. The Dragon Country lords were basically unharmed, and he was left holding nothing. Japan is useless. 10,000 ships, and they couldn't beat a few dozen. Edmund was equally furious, and we wasted our fortune temple doing it. When the battle reports trickled in about my hidden submarine fleet, Andrew slumped in his chair. So he has an invisible, deep-diving navy with the heaviest firepower in existence. Great. Just great, Edmund suggested. Maybe. Apologize tomorrow? Give them an excuse to back down? Andrew, reluctant. Fine. We'll smooth things over. Dragon Country can't afford to fight us and Japan. History proves they always back down. Remember the 632 incident? They didn't do anything then either. Tomorrow then, Andrew yawned. That was the last relaxed breath he ever took. Because literally 1 second later, spatial seal activated. Silence scroll activated. Inside his town. Impossible. Andrew jumped up. They're still at the Fortune Temple. How did they get here? They ran. Got about 10 kilometers before 12 dragons appeared on the horizon, followed by me, 1,000 epic troops, and a dozen very angry county chiefs. Andrew's face cycled through every stage of grief in about 2 seconds, then landed on, desperate charm offensive. Friends, there's been a misunderstanding. Starting today, Kailane County fully supports Dragon Country, and I'll personally withdraw from the county rankings. Chao Zicheng sneered. Feeling scared now? Should have thought about that before the betrayal. Andrew played his trump card. My great-grandfather co-founded Free Will. Even Dragon Country's leadership wouldn't want to antagonize us. How about 100 million spirit stones as an apology? Some people actually hesitated. The geopolitical logic was annoyingly sound. Dragon Country needs allies against Japan, and Free Will is a major power. Andrew saw the wavering and flashed a smug smile. That's when I spoke up. So you're really rich, huh? He preened. Everyone knows Free Will has unlimited funds. I gave him my warmest, most genuine smile. Knock both lords unconscious and bring them along. Kill everything else. Andrew's face imploded. Dio, you know what you're doing? Free will destroy you, Edmund chimed in. Dragon Country itself won't be able to protect you. Ah, the classic beat the kid, daddy shows up routine, I laughed. Truly a timeless classic. The dragons and troops moved. Andrew actually had impressive forces. 300 epic troops, including nano-enhanced soldiers. Free Will's signature custom units with insane physical stats and self-healing. Genuinely scary tech. Not scary enough, though. A few minutes of brutal fighting later, Dragon 1 in human form casually bonked both lords unconscious. Ingin man. Why not just kill them? I'd like to discuss their financial situation in more detail, I said with a businessman's smile. We evacuated through the spy's portal, smooth as butter. The locals noticed the spatial seal, but couldn't possibly imagine their county chief was already a prisoner. Back at my territory, I hit both of them with the mind control tower. Andrew actually had a golden mental protection artifact, way fancier than the Japanese ones. But my tower on max power shattered it in 15 seconds. Both woke up, dropped to their knees, and wailed, Master, we deserve death. How much money do you have? I asked. Priorities. Andrew, groveling. 680 million spirit stones on my battlefield account. Master, if you send me back to the main world, I can gather 5 billion more. 680 million. Edmund had another 230 million. I came here for revenge and accidentally stumbled into nearly 1 billion spirit stones. I drained every coin, every item, every piece of equipment from both of them, then sent them to meet their maker. Andrew also had 2 unactivated epic nano warrior tokens. I tossed those to Wei Ming and Huang Xian because I'm a generous god. My total liquid assets, 1.3 billion spirit stones. Then I slapped my forehead. Wait, I forgot to check the Sea Dragon King's loot. That's how insane today was. I'd killed a legendary boss, and the hall was so overshadowed by everything else that I literally forgot about it. I pulled up the battle log. The Sea Dragon King dropped a legendary hero soul, the thing I'd been too cheap to upgrade myself. If I sold it to Ingin man, easy 10 billion spirit stones. I stared at it for a long time. Rare moment of genuine hesitation for me. Nah, selling a legendary hero soul proves I have legendary heroes. Too flashy. I've got enough money for now. Wait until after I grab the prefecture governor's seat. I called Yin back to base and tossed it to her. She caught it, paused, then smiled. Cynthia stole the Dragon King's kill, but the reward ends up with me. How do you know it's from the Dragon King? I asked. Maybe I upgraded it with money. She didn't even blink. The Empress, Lihani, and I discussed this. If you were willing to spend money upgrading a legendary hero soul, you would have done it ages ago. My smile froze. You three talk about me behind my back? We said you're financially prudent. It's a compliment. Financially prudent is not a compliment when applied to a man. That's code for cheapskate. Yin absorbed the soul. Boom. Legendary 2-star. Base stats up 30%, reclaiming her throne as my strongest unit above the Empress. Good. I need firepower for the kill rankings grind. Please, I prayed silently. Never trigger another Lord Kill ranking event again. Then I stepped through the portal and went back to the ocean to murder fish. Because that's my life now. I knew today's battle would cause massive waves. 10,000 warships, 1,000,000 troops, a legendary boss, and I killed a freewill. The political fallout was going to be insane. Back at Jiangnan Military HQ, dozens of generals were reading the intelligence report with eyes the size of dinner plates. The room was nothing but HSSSSSS sounds, everyone simultaneously inhaling through their teeth. General Xia let them digest it, then opened discussion. One general frowned. This kid's achievements rival the Ming Emperor at his peak, but he's a bit reckless. He swallowed. Out of control, because it sounded too harsh. Everyone understood anyway. Another general nodded. He exposed his full strength and convinced everyone to murder a free wolf family heir. We went from victims to aggressors, but more people disagreed. Revenge is the dragon country way. Since when does our military think like politicians? Old Su, the propaganda guy, suggested a middle ground. Warn him privately. Then shield him from free will's retaliation. General Xia stood up. We don't do wishy-washy half measures. This boy saved the entire Jiaoao prefecture campaign. So what do you suggest? 2 words. Make him general. Dead silence. Then sharp inhales all around. An 18-year-old major general. Absolutely unprecedented. But brilliant. No teenager could resist that kind of glory, and it would permanently bind him to the military. Old foxes think differently. The news reached in Luoshi, who stared at the report in a daze. 18-year-old general, she whispered. It took me 20 years to become a city lord. He did it in 2 months. Then she had a thought. I just scraped together enough money for the life essence. But now the dwarf palace produced a mountain king I can't afford either. She sighed deeply. Maybe I should just hand over Chuexia's payment. The girl seems willing enough. When Mu Qingshuang delivered the news to me the next day, she was beaming. Congratulations. You'll be my direct commanding officer, county chief, and major general. She was relieved. No more being caught between me and the military. I thought about it carefully. Then I said, thanks, but no thanks on the general thing. Qingshuang's brain short-circuited. However, I continued, rubbing my fingers together in the universal money gesture. Could you ask the brass if they can convert the rank into spirit stones instead? Look, Major General, sounds cool. Big title, big power, big responsibilities. What if they order me to do something stupid? What if it creates obligations that conflict with my plans? The prefecture governor competition is pure strength. I don't need military backing to win. I just need more money. Always more money. Qingshuang stood there, mouth hanging open. He refused. He actually refused a generalship and asked for cash instead. The military debated for an hour. Then Qingshuang came back with their counteroffer. Honorary Major General. No military obligations, but limited authority. They couldn't afford to pay me in spirit stones. The Jiangnan military district is probably poorer than I am. Qingshuang started with a basic hero, for crying out loud. That tells you everything about their budget. Deal, I said. No responsibilities? Free title? I'll take it. I gave Qingshuang 3 heavenly sound branch blueprints. 1 for her, 2 for the military as a thank you gift. She saluted so hard I thought she'd pull a muscle. My sect fortune had hit 138,000 points across 6 active branches, generating 30,000 per day and snowballing. I could instantly max out the Empress's cultivation to minor completion, but that felt wasteful. Better to wait until after winning the county rankings. When the honorary general news went public, Huang Xian actually got mad. Only honorary. Boss deserves a real generalship. Wei Ming. Dude, this is already unprecedented. The people who knew I'd turned down the real thing just stayed quiet. explaining that their heroic leader rejected supreme military power because he wanted cash instead would not help my image. A few days later, ranking day, I invited all 17 key Dragon Abyss County members to my territory for an early celebration feast. The newcomers included the Zhu family's 7 martial siblings. Zhu Yeshuan, the cousin Yeching wants to set me up with, looked around my base and said, disappointed, "This is the territory of Jiaoao Prefecture's #1 lord? I expected a paradise. It looks normal." Yeching quickly covered, "His real power is at sea. Plus, can't you feel how dense the spiritual energy is here?" "I guess," she shrugged. "But you could get this concentration just by burning premium spirit stones." Then she saw the food. "Is that epic spiritual ingredients? And legendary dragon meat?" I smiled. "Everyone worked hard grinding these 2 weeks. This is Sea Dragon King meat, the legendary boss we killed. Eat up, it permanently boosts your stats." Yeshuan's opinion of me did a complete 180 in approximately 0.3 seconds. Legendary meat that increases stats? Served casually at a lunch party? Her eyes practically turned into hearts. Little Fox, however, was sitting next to me looking depressed, her tail and ears drooping. "Shueixia, no appetite, Yaya," Fox sighed dramatically. "Everyone already knows we're winning. I can't make any money betting this time." I teased her. "Too sad to eat dragon meat? Want me to give your plate to Yeching? Look, he's already finished his." And oh, she hugged her plate protectively, then looked at me with puppy eyes. "Brother Jiangchun, next time there's a ranking event, can you please control the pace? Do the last-second comeback thing like the election. Then I can make money. You think I can just control the scoreboard?" I glared at her, then changed the subject by flicking a holographic image to the group. I found a 9-headed hydra nest. Epic building. Produces up to legendary grade sea serpents. Anyone interested in the lower-tier recruits? Chopsticks clattered onto plates across the room. Another epic wild building. It produces legendaries. Sea combat units too. Man pounced. "I want the legendary hydras." "Name your price." I pretended to hesitate. "Well, I was thinking of keeping them for myself." She waved her fist. "You sold the Mountain Kings. Don't play hard to get." She'd killed 3 legendary monsters herself, but had the worst drop luck. Nothing but equipment. No troop tokens. No hero souls. Nothing useful. 0 legendary units to show for it. The woman was desperate. Shueixia tried to help. "Sistering, I can give you the next Mountain King." No, I want the hydras." She turned back to me. "Mountain Kings at 5 million each. Legendary hydras at 20 million each. 20 million per hydra." I kept my poker face while internally doing cartwheels. "Well, since we go way back, fine. Deal." She downed 3 cups of wine in celebration. Finally getting a legendary unit. We ate, drank, and laughed until noon hit. The golden announcement blazed across the sky. County kill rankings. First place, Dragon Abyss County. Score, for 852,000,000. For 0.8 billion. With a county of tens of thousands, against counties with hundreds of thousands. Rewards, County Chief Jiang Chun 100 all stats. All citizens 40 all stats. Dragon Abyss Town Fortune 10. All other towns too. Second place, Kalaying County with 4.378 billion. A county with no leader anymore, since I murdered their chief and mind-controlled him for his wallet. Another 100 stat points in the bag. Another fortune windfall. Another day of being the most overpowered 18-year-old in existence. Little Fox stared at the scoreboard, doing mental math, then burst into tears. If I'd just bet on us from the start, some things never change. First place, obviously. The golden announcement blazed and Dragon Abyss Town's fortune hit 67 points. Space expanded, dragon veins pulsed, the whole town leveled up. But the real magic was the citizen bonus. Every single lord in Dragon Abyss County got 40 to all stats. Golden light rained from the sky onto tens of thousands of heads simultaneously. It was like a divine shower of power. The chat went absolutely nuclear. 50% stat increase. I'm F rank, and this just doubled my combat effectiveness. Our tiny towns finally have fortune. Long live the county chief. Long live the martial lords. Zhu Yeshuan raised her cup. Best decision I ever made. Coming here. Jiangchen Gidge, let me toast you. Gidge already? Yeching sputtered. You wouldn't call me that for years growing up. You're such a gold digger. Yi Yiren had a brilliant idea. County Chief. Our county is perfect for fortune consolidation. Everyone's eyes lit up. Fortune consolidation, also called peaceful betting, is where you split your towns into two groups, bet against each other, and the winners absorb the loser's fortune. Repeat until your remaining towns have massive fortune concentrations. The catch? You need all towns to have fortune, requires top 2 county ranking finish, and few enough lords that half the towns can hold everyone. These conditions are normally contradictory. Small population means you can't win rankings. Unless you're Dragon Abyss County. The impossible exception. All eyes turned to me. I thought for a moment. County rankings happen 3 times. Let's win all 3, then consolidate. Silence. Then Ing Man. You want to win 2 more times? With 50,000 people, everyone said the kill rankings were impossible too. How'd that turn out? Little Fox stood up. Do you people never learn? Just trust brother Jiang Chun blindly. It always works out. In the prefecture chat, Chao Ziqing was poetic. 67 fortune points in under 2 months. Below the 3rd heaven. Only the 1st emperor achieved this at such a young age. Ing Man quickly added, Jiang Chun is great, yes, just slightly below my father, spoken like every daddy's girl ever. I bit my tongue to keep from laughing. The Indian guy got salty. Dragon Abyss is just lucky they had martial lords during a kill point event. The Korean lady. Jiang Chen's excellence clearly comes from his South Korean genetic heritage, not even worth responding to. But Toyotomi went full propaganda mode. If Dragon Country hadn't betrayed and murdered their ally Andrew, Kalang County might have won. This is how Dragon Country treats its friends. Chao Ziqing exploded, but Toyotomi kept spinning. Why did Jiang Chun hide his fleet underwater? Obviously planning betrayal. Poor Andrew saw through the scheme, fled home, and was still assassinated. The man was reciting pure fiction with such conviction, he could have been a news anchor. I actually had to admire the technique. I leaned over to Ing Man. Got any spies in Desan County? She stared at me. You're addicted to assassinating county chiefs. No. And even if I had spies, it wouldn't work. After Andrew, every county has countermeasures. If one town gets sealed, millions of lords swarm to it instantly. Unless, I said, you have a legendary spatial seal scroll. Seal the entire county, she nodded slowly. I could upgrade one, sure. But a sealed county is tens of thousands of kilometers across. Just traveling to the target would take over a week. I shelved the murder plans and stretched. Finally, after 2 weeks of grinding, I can rest. Ding ding ding. Golden announcements flooded the prefecture channel. Heaven's Fortune, Glory Battlefield Secret Realm opens. 28 prefectures across human, divine, demon, and mechanical races qualify. Battlefield points can be exchanged for rewards. Top 1,000 earn a war title, 1 SD place, golden war title, 2 ND 10th, silver, 11th, 100th, bronze, 101 SD, 1,000th, iron. Warning, death in the glory battlefield is permanent. My heart started pounding. 28 prefectures, billions of lords, multiple races, not just humans. A cross-dimensional tournament with real death stakes and legendary rewards. Then I read the fine print and frowned. Each lord can only bring limited heroes and troops. Scaled to lord level, I'm level 20. My power is a 1,000-star monster hiding in a level 20 body. But if troop limits are tied to my level, this is going to be interesting. A golden portal appeared in my territory, the Glory Battlefield entrance. Opens tomorrow at noon. 1 day to prepare. Rules. You can bring units equal to your level. Level 20 me gets 20 slots. This event spans 10 races across 28 prefectures, including the god race. As in, actual gods. Humanity ranks 5,825th in the universal racial rankings. We're basically bottom tier. The demons and machines rank way above us too. The chat was a mix of excitement and existential dread. War titles that give percentage-based stat boosts. With the god race competing, only royal descendants have a prayer at top 1,000. I thought we'd at least have time before meeting aliens. In our leadership meeting, everyone was declaring their intentions like warriors before battle. Zhu Yeqing, still buzzing after 2 weeks of grinding. The god race are mostly martial lords? Perfect. I've been wanting to punch a deity. Ing Man, dramatic as always. A descendant of the first emperor does not retreat from difficulty. Little Fox, the Sky Fox Tribe's prefecture, was selected too. I'm going. In Shueixia. Fine, I'll risk my life alongside you maniacs, said the girl with a dwarf king, 2 legendary mountain kings, and 23 epic storm guardians. Real risky there, sweetheart. Ing Man noticed my silence. What about our county chief, since everyone's going? I guess I'll tag along. Internally, I was laser-focused on that Golden War title. A percentage-based stat boost that I can't get through upgrading? This is one of the few things money can't buy. Missing this would haunt me forever. Never thought someone as cautious as me would volunteer for danger. The flattery started flying. Wei Ming, with 12 dragons, boss can definitely make top 1,000. Ing Man, don't underestimate him. Maybe top 100. Mu Qingxuang. If only it were naval combat, his fleet would guarantee top 100. Only Little Fox had the right answer. Top 100? Brother Jiang Chun is going for first. Ing Man teased her. There goes Yaya being brainless again. Fox puffed up but quietly backpedaled. Well, top 10 at least. Everyone smiled politely. Even my biggest fans thought top 10 against literal gods was fantasy. We'll see about that. After the meeting, I made my move. Level up. The kill rankings were over. No more reason to stay at level 20. 25 consecutive level up halos flashed as I rocketed from 20 to 45, the current cap. Cost, 37 million energy. My new stats. Body, 3,728. 900 from 8-9 Mystic Art. Equals 4,628 Spirit Power. 3,770 Soul. 3,560. 300. Equals 3,860 Capacity. 2,240 Combat Power. 3,606 Stars. 3,600 Combat Stars. Body stat over 4,600. The base stats grew so explosively that the 8-9 Mystic Arts 900 bonus, which used to be my biggest advantage, was now just a proportionally modest cherry on top. I exhaled, and the air within 10 meters rippled. Like a shockwave. I was so strong I couldn't fully control my own breathing. Legends say deep-sea leviathans cause tidal waves just by inhaling. I wasn't quite there yet, but getting close. It took 15 minutes to rein in my power. Now, squad selection for the battlefield. Level 45 means 45 slots. For heroes, Empress, Yin, Jaina, Lihani. Automatic picks. Goddess warriors and 9 heaven saints. Must-brings. That's 21 slots used. 12 level, 45 dragons. That's 33. 2 archangels for support. 6 crystal maidens for damage. 41. For remaining slots for flexibility. Angels are actually stronger than dragons at equal level, but mine are only level 25, and I didn't have enough energy to upgrade them. Dragons were already at 45, so they got the nod. I burned through all 580 million stored energy, leveling everyone to 40 to 45. Bank empty. Worth it. Then I opened the Heavenly Sound Pavilion. Sect Fortune, 331,850 330,000 points. Time to go crazy. Empress and 9 Heaven Saints. Upgrade Ethereal Arts to minor completion. Grand Sumeru Sword to proficient. The system notifications cascaded like a waterfall of power. Ethereal Arts at minor completion. Body 1,200, Spirit 1,200, Soul 720, Capacity 720. Combined with all their other skills and equipment, my 9 Heaven Saints just became absolute monsters. I burned 320,000 Sect Fortune in one sitting. Every Heavenly Sound unit I'm bringing got maxed out. I leaned back and admired my work. Having a sect is amazing. I really envy the Heavenly Sound disciples for having such an incredible lord as me. Tomorrow, the glory battlefield opens. 10 races, billions of competitors, gods, demons, and machines. And 1 level. 45 human with 4,600 body stats, 12 black hole-wielding dragons, and a smile that says, I didn't come here for top 1,000, Golden War title, or bust. I briefly considered joining my own Heavenly Sound sect as a disciple. The benefits are that good. Then I shook off the weird thought and got back to work. I burned 150 million spirit stones upgrading equipment, Epic Star Cloud armor set for the 9 Heaven Saints, Dragon Blood set for the dragons in human form. After all the upgrades, My Saints hit 2,800 combat stars. That's higher than 3-star legendary goddess warriors on paper. My girls are stacked. Even if I can't guarantee the Golden War title, I can definitely stay alive. The massive power-ups triggered alarm bells across my territory. Yin, the Empress, Jaina, and even Hermit Lihani all teleported and looking concerned. Did something happen, darling? The Empress asked. I explained the glory battlefield. Their reactions were not what I expected. Yin, eyes gleaming. I've fought demons before. Are gods really stronger? Jaina, literally licking her lips. Gods? Machines? I've never even heard of these races. I want to see them. Lihani, chin raised. My sword will reach minor perfection, 3.2x damage multiplier. I wonder if any god can survive my deathless blade. They were all acting like they were going to a buffet, not a death tournament. This could kill you. Take it seriously. Yes, sir. They chorused, unconvincingly. I checked on my allies' loadouts. Chuexiao was stacked. Wei Ming and Huang Xian each had 2 epic squads. But Little Fox? She only had her Heavenly Sound Branch disciples. No real heavy hitters. That dumb, cute, loyal Little Fox. I wasn't letting anything happen to her. I dug through my storage and found the perfect item, a legendary summoning type equipment. I mailed it with a note. Emergency lifeline for the battlefield. Her reply was instant. HHH legendary? Summoning type. But if you give this to me, what about you? Just use it. I'll be fine. She stopped questioning. Classic fox brain. Then added, if I meet my Sky Fox sisters in the battlefield, I'll introduce you. The youngest one, Susu, is already 9. She'll be an adult next year. I replied with one word. Jail. Meanwhile, in Desan County, the Japanese were plotting my murder. Toyotomi gathered a dozen county chiefs. In the glory battlefield, Jiangchun can only bring a few dozen units. No territory, no fleet, no army of disciples. This is our best chance to kill him. Some cautious guy named Tokugawa pointed out. Even with limited troops, he's arguably the strongest lord in the entire prefecture. Anyone who runs into him alone is dead meat. Toyotomi had done his homework. In these large battlefields, you can spend points to locate specific lords. We gather first, then hunt him down. The military even sent a Shikigami lord to handle his dragons. Then some guy named Hojo Hideaki volunteered to lead the assassination. I'll organize the kill squad. I'll give up competing for a war title entirely. This Hojo dude apparently had a crush on my 3 Hojo spy sisters and was furious that I'd stolen them. Buddy, if you knew what I actually did to those girls' minds, you'd be even angrier. Meanwhile, in the 3rd heaven, Emperor Qin Shi Huang himself was reading about the glory battlefield. My little 19 is facing the god race. Zhao Gao groveled. Your Majesty, perhaps forbid the princess from entering. 15 seconds of silence. Then Ing Zheng said, last time I visited Blue Star, Afong played me a song. One lyric was good. How can you see a rainbow without experiencing storms? Nobody succeeds easily. My daughter is not a greenhouse flower. If she falls on this path, that is her fate. Hardcore dad energy. Then he immediately undermined it by asking Zhao Gao to report Jiang Qin's final ranking if it hits top 100. The first emperor is watching me now. Zhao Gao retreated to his mansion and seethed. That commoner dared make me apologize? Once the princess ascends to the upper realms, I'll make him wish he was never born. 2,000 years old and still petty. Never change, Zhao Gao. The next day at noon, the portal transformed into a spatial vortex. I assigned territory defense to Chief Disciple Li Yin, took one last look at my base, and announced, confirmed roster, Empress, Yin, Li Hani, Jaina, Goddess Warriors, 9 Heaven Saints, Crystal Maidens, Archangels, 12 Dragons. Entering Glory Battlefield, the vortex reached out, wrapped around all 46 of us, and squeezed. Our bodies stretched into impossible shapes for one nauseating instant. Then we vanished. Billions of competitors. 10 races. 1 golden title. Let's go hunting. I materialized in what looked like the world's most depressing graveyard. Gray sky pressing down barely a kilometer overhead. Bones and rusted weapons scattered everywhere. And the general vibe of, everything here wants to kill you. Welcome to the Glory Battlefield, Layer 1. Quick stats check. Already over 2 million lords and climbing. 3-day timer. Kill monsters for points. Accumulate 1,000,000 to unlock Layer 2. And the spicy part, killing other lords steals 10% of their points. So it's a battle royale with extra steps. Got it. I checked the reward shop. Basic gear for cheap, decent rare armor sets for 2,000 points, and, interesting, you can pay 100 points to locate any specific lord. Filing that away for later. I sent Crystal 7 to scout. She transformed into a 20-meter crystal bat and rocketed skyward. Within seconds, 18 lord signatures within 100 kilometers, my lord. Nearest monsters? Directly beneath us. Right on cue, a skeletal hand burst from the ground and grabbed at my ankle. I stomped. Boom. The ground cratered and sank an inch for dozens of meters in every direction. Not just the skeleton that grabbed me. Every undead creature buried underground in the area was instantly crushed by the shockwave. Over 100 kill notifications flooded my battle log. 1,000 points from one stomp. Jaina's eyes turned into literal stars. My lord is so strong. Meanwhile, in the group chat, Little Fox was complaining. This place is creepy. Omega. Then Zhu Yeqing dropped a bomb. I just ran into a god race lord. Everyone panicked. Avoid conflict. Neither of you has points yet, so there's nothing to steal, but Yeqing replied calmly. Too late. He decided he could take me. Brief pause. He was wrong. Just a regular god. Probably their equivalent of an entertainment lord. Little Fox immediately. At Jiangchun. Brother Jiangchun, someone's looking down on entertainment lords. Yeqing started sweating. I split my team into 10 hunting squads spread across 100 kilometers, with Crystal 7 acting as a real-time radar feeding monster positions to everyone. Giselle, 300 skeletons 7 kilometers north-northwest of you. Empress, 100 ghouls just surfaced 5 clicks ahead, led by a rare-grade ghoul chief. The efficiency was insane.